I chilling on my giant turtle's head like some kind of ocean king, when my phone basically screamed at me. Little Orange, this girl I know, was losing her mind in my DMs. Save me. Ships are eating me alive. I asked for coordinates. She sent them. They were, of course, on the other side of nowhere. Classic. Then she tried to trade me all her stuff, like she was writing her will in real time. I looked at the list. Honestly, some decent loot in there, but I hit reject. Stop being dramatic and stay alive. I pulled out my teleport stone. Super rare. Super expensive. Did I hesitate? Maybe for half a second. But hey, Little Orange is good people. I grabbed the stone, yelled at Wukong to hop on my shoulder, and boom, flash of light. Whole turtle vanished and reappeared in a completely different ocean. And there she was. Her ship looked like someone had used it for target practice, and then let a tornado finish the job. Holes everywhere. Planks falling off. She was crouching by the cabin door holding a tiny sword like that was going to save her from 3 pirate ships. Best part? When my massive turtle popped up next to her, she didn't think, oh good, rescue's here. No. She thought another sea monster had shown up to eat her. The poor girl was basically writing her obituary in her head. Her last thought was apparently about missing my cooking. I mean, I'm flattered, but priorities, Orange. The pirates themselves were ugly as sin. Gray skin, white blank eyes, ripped clothes, waving rusty weapons around like discount Halloween decorations. Ranks from F to D. The boss pirate had half-decent armor and a glowing blue sword, so at least he had some fashion sense. I told Wukong, don't kill them all, leave some alive. Then we both jumped off the turtle and literally ran across the water toward the fight. Yeah, I can do that. No big deal. I waterbladed one pirate into next week and landed right in front of Little Orange. She stared at me like I was a ghost. You're Lin Bei. Her eyes went all red and teary. Full anime rescue moment. I patted her on the head and told her to stop standing there like a statue. Then the whole crew jumped in. Lu Dazhuang threw himself off the castle wall wearing crystal iron armor and swinging a hammer like a maniac. Wukong was flicking pirates into the ocean with his spear like he was playing a carnival game. My thorn vines were shooting seeds at pirates and knocking them around like bowling pins. Dazhuang smashed an E-rank pirate and screamed, "Boss, these things are easier than SEA beasts." Yeah, buddy, we noticed. 10 minutes. That's all it took. 3 pirate ships, destroyed. The D-rank boss got swept by Wukong's staff, and I chopped his fancy sword in half with a water blade. Fight over. Then the server-wide announcement popped up. Congratulations to player Lin Bei for being the first to defeat pirates. Free silver treasure chest. The chat went absolutely nuclear. People losing their minds asking what pirates even are. I typed a quick warning in the channel. Pirates exist. They attack on sight. They have weapons and ships. Stay safe out there. Everyone thanked me. I'm basically the community's unpaid safety officer at this point. Little Orange was still crouching by her cabin door, staring at my turtle city with her jaw on the floor. That giant sea monster. Is your ride? His name is Wukong. I mean Xuanwu. She asked to come aboard. I pulled her up and she almost fainted when she saw the setup. Castle walls, farmland, a glowing tree, stone houses, nearly 1,000 square feet of turtleback real estate. Her mouth was open so wide I could have parked a boat in it. Meanwhile, I cracked open my silver chest. 10 contract scrolls. These things let me bind special creatures to my service. I looked at the knocked-out pirates on the deck and had the most beautiful idea. I slapped a scroll on the boss pirate. Light zapped into him. He woke up, eyes suddenly clear and normal, got on one knee, and said, "Master, I used all 10 scrolls. 10 pirates, all mine now. The leftovers? Well, water blade goes swoosh. Dead, and the system gave me nothing for it. No drops, no EXP, no notification. I basically murdered them for free. Cool. My new pirate crew lined up all nice and obedient. The leader, I named him Big Brother, was D rank with solid stats. Unlike my pets, these guys could actually think and talk. But they were completely loyal. Best employees I never had to interview. I asked Big Brother where they came from. He got this foggy look in his eyes and said, "I used to be called a player." Excuse me, what? I don't remember much. I was surviving on the ocean. Then everything went blank. When I woke up, I was a pirate. Former players turned into mindless pirate monsters. This world is way deeper and darker than I thought. I stared at the gray horizon ahead. The danger zone was just getting started, and already the lore was giving me chills. Little Orange tugged my sleeve. Can I stay here? My ship is basically a submarine at this point. I told her yes. She literally bounced away like a happy rabbit to go find a room. I stood on the wall, watching my 10 new pirate employees haul loot onto the turtle. Not a bad day, honestly. Saved a damsel, beat some pirates, got a free army, and found out this world has some seriously dark secrets. Just another Tuesday on the giant turtle. Little Orange got herself a room in the living area. Tiny place, but she was grinning like she'd won the lottery. Which, honestly, with her S-rank lucky goddess talent, she basically always is. I'm starting to think I'm just another piece on her cosmic luck chessboard. She was about to die, and then, oh look, the one guy with a teleport stone in a turtle city just happens to show up. Coincidence? I think not. I'm being played by the universe. I told her she's rolling with us from now on. She said yes before I even finished the sentence. I had Xuanwu haul her wrecked ship up and strap it to the side. A ship's a ship, even if it looks like Swiss cheese. The pirates, I mean our new citizens, brought back loot from their old ships. 2 silver chests, 5 bronze ones. I thought pirate fights gave 0 rewards, but turns out the loot was just hiding on the boats like Easter eggs. Nice surprise. Dinner time rolled around, and everyone was starving. Xiaohe went straight to the kitchen, and Little Orange tailed her like a hungry puppy. That girl is obsessed with the food here. A few meals, and she's completely ruined for normal cooking forever. We had a big welcome dinner. Everyone introduced themselves. The new pirate guys went around the table, then Little Orange stood up. Hi, I'm Little Orange. Yeah, we know. Sit down and eat. The food hit different for the ex-pirates. Some of them were tearing up mid-chew. In their limited memories, they'd never eaten anything this good. To be fair, when you've been a mindless zombie pirate, the bar for cuisine is underground. Little Orange didn't even look up from her bowl. Just inhaled food like a vacuum cleaner with an attitude. After dinner, I went full middle management mode and started handing out job assignments. Big brother got security chief. He's D rank, strongest guy we've got besides me. Perfect for keeping sea beasts away. Numbers 2 and 3 went under Dazhuang. 4 and 5 went to Xiaohe. Everyone got a boss. My original crew basically all got promoted to squad leaders. Look at them, moving up in the corporate turtle ladder. Then I built houses. Just waved my hand. Rocks and dirt flew around, and a dozen homes materialized in minutes. Nothing fancy, but cozy. 1 per person. The crew stared at me like I was some kind of construction wizard. I mean, I kind of am. Now here's where it got fun. I gave Little Orange the VIP tour of Xuanwu City. Living area here, farming zone there. And then I pointed at the highland and said, my house is up top. This girl turned tomato red. You're taking me to your house? In broad daylight. Her face was practically glowing. I had no idea what she was thinking. I just asked if she was okay because I thought she was still shaken from the pirate attack. She stammered, I'm fine, and I dropped it. Can't have my best talent having a meltdown. Anyway, I brought her to the storage area for the real reason, treasure chest testing. 7 chests. 2 silver, 5 bronze, and 1 Little Orange with broken luck stats. She rubbed her hands together and cracked open the first bronze chest. Refined parts times 10. Iron plates times 8. E-rank crystals times 5. I'm sorry, what? From a bronze chest? I thought about my own bronze chest history and wanted to throw myself into the ocean. Second chest. Premium soil, seed packs, D-rank crystals. Third, a rare grade sword blueprint, iron ingots, copper ingots. Fourth was the most normal one, still amazing, but at least I could breathe for a second. Then the 5th bronze chest dropped D-rank crystals, iron plates, glass, and an engine blueprint. Something inside me cracked. Oh wait, that was my heart. Little Orange had the audacity to say, your chests here are pretty decent quality. Not as good as my best pull, but still nice. Stop talking. I could feel my soul leaving my body. But fine. This broken luck now belongs to Xuanwu City. That's the only way I can cope. Open the silver ones. First silver chest. Mid-tier engine blueprint. An excellent furnace blueprint. 15 D-rank crystals. 50 iron plates. I have no words. Actually, I have several words, but none of them are appropriate. Last silver chest. She popped it open. Golden light. Lucky charm, excellent quality. Wear it to boost treasure chest odds. She got a luck buff from a luck pull. Her talent is literally feeding itself. This is the most broken feedback loop I've ever seen. I told her to keep the charm. She hung it around her neck and giggled. Wukong stared at it, then stared at her, and chirped twice. She made a face at him. I made an executive decision right then and there. My hands are never touching a treasure chest again. Little Orange is now the official, permanent, sole chest opener of Xuanwu City. My pride can take the hit if it means D-rank crystals instead of pocket lint. I was about to assign her as warehouse manager, because honestly, anything involving probability should go through this walking four-leaf clover, when she stopped me. Boss, I still have a bunch of resources. Here, take them all. And she just started pulling stuff out of her inventory like a clown car, piling it all up in front of me. Little Orange was still pulling stuff out of her pockets like some kind of magician's hat trick that never ends. Where is all this coming from? She flashed me her inventory item with a smug little grin. Space backpack, excellent grade, 50 square meters of storage. I looked at my starter backpack. 1 square meter. 1. I've been living like a college freshman with a mini fridge while this girl's walking around with a whole warehouse strapped to her back. Then she kept pulling, and pulling, and pulling. A guild contract. Seeds of every rank. 200 iron ingots. 100 copper ingots. Refined parts. Hundreds of crystal cores. Over 300 F rank. 50-something E rank. 3D rank. I stared at the pile. Then I stared at her. What species of rich girl are you exactly? She just giggled. I got it all from treasure chests. I couldn't use any of it, so I just saved up. I stopped asking questions and inhaled every single crystal core like an energy point vacuum. My counter shot up to 8,120. Xuanwu's next upgrade costs 10,000, and I just got most of the way there from one girl's pocket lint. I stashed everything and gave Little Orange her official job title, sales manager. She's in charge of listing products, setting prices, and watching the market. She saluted and got right to work. Meanwhile, Xiaohe's kitchen got an upgrade. 2 ex-pirates now handle chopping, washing, and delivery while she just cooks. The assembly line was cranking. And finally, the moment the world had been waiting for, Xuanwu City Stir Fry officially launched. Little Orange posted the announcement in chat. The channel lost its collective mind. Wait, Little Orange? Top 10 ranked Little Orange? What's Xuanwu City? She replied that it's my guild, and the chat exploded. Everyone and their grandma wanted to join. Let me in. Please recruit me. Message after message after message. I ignored all of them. I'm not running a charity. Different development strategy. If I opened the gates, the whole server would show up just for the food. Somewhere out there, Sea Drifter saw the news too. First he panicked that I had followers now. Then he noticed I wasn't recruiting and laughed like a villain in a bad movie. He's too arrogant. Find his coordinates. Everything he has will be OURS. His goons nodded like bobbleheads. Cute. Back in reality, the first customers who bought our stir-fry started leaving reviews in chat. 0.5 stats. Way better than basic grilled meat. Expensive, but worth it. Got any more? Xiaohe was stir-frying so hard her spatula was practically smoking. Little Orange was sweating bullets trying to keep up with listings. Supply and demand? We only had the demand part figured out. I sat on the highland watching my little empire hustle under the warm glow of the light-winged tree. Peaceful. Productive. Beautiful. Then I opened the sea chart. A new zone had appeared at the edge. The danger zone. We'd arrived. I stood on Xuanwu's head and looked ahead. My jaw nearly hit the turtle shell. Treasure chests. Everywhere. Wooden, iron, bronze, silver. Just bobbing on the surface like someone had dumped a toy store into the ocean. Glittering in the sunlight. Absolutely gorgeous. But underneath? Shadows. Dozens of sea beasts swimming around every single chest like guard dogs at a jewelry store. You want the loot? You fight the army first. Sea Drifter wasn't lying. This place was loaded with resources. For weak players, it's a death trap. For me, it's a buffet. I thought it'd take 2 or 3 days to gather enough energy for the upgrade. Looking at this place, I might hit 10,000 today. I seriously underestimated how juicy this zone is. Everyone, we're entering the danger zone. Get ready. Nobody panicked. They all just went back to their stations, forging, cooking, farming, like we were cruising through a park. The fighting outside was basically background noise to them. Their faith in me is honestly a little terrifying. Big Brother suited up in brand new armor Dajwang had just forged, water walking boots, and a shiny new sword. After me, he's the strongest guy we've got. Our defense team is technically just him and Wukong. Two-man army. Well, one man and one monkey. We pushed in. Sea beasts swarmed immediately. F rank, E rank, swarms of them rushing Xuanwu like angry bees. The thorn vines on the walls didn't even let me finish yawning. Seeds fired out like machine guns, exploded in the monster crowd, and wiped the first wave before anyone else had to lift a finger. Crystal cores and beast meat rained down. System notifications were going off like a broken alarm clock. I scooped up treasure chests with water hands as we moved. Bronze and above only. Wood and iron aren't worth my time anymore. Look at me, too fancy for basic loot. Character development. The deeper we went, the stronger the beasts got. More E ranks, denser F rank swarms. For most players, this would be terrifying. For me, it's just more resources. Then a silver chest appeared ahead, guarded by a massive D rank octopus. Thick tentacles, suction cups everywhere. Looked like it could crush a boat for fun. Big Brother stepped up. Boss, let me handle this. I nodded. Can't do everything myself. Gotta let the employees grow. He walked across the water, drew his sword, dodged a tentacle sweep, and chopped it clean off. The octopus went berserk, tentacles flailing everywhere, and Big Brother just charged in, landed 3 clean cuts, and sent that calamari sinking to the bottom. He came back, carrying the silver chest like a proud golden retriever with a tennis ball. Not bad, I said. He grinned like I'd handed him Employee of the Month. Silver chests are old news to me now, though. What I really want to see is what's inside a gold chest. We pushed deeper. Meanwhile, in the "someone's about to ruin my day" department, Sea Drifter got his hands on a C-rank locator talisman, an item that can pinpoint any player's location and teleport you right to them. Cost him a fortune apparently, but the guy's obsessed. He knows I'm the one thing standing between him and dominating our starter zone, and my progress speed has been scaring him. He rallied his whole fleet. Bigger than before, he'd recruited every morality-free lunatic on the server. The kind of people who hear, "no laws anymore," and immediately go full supervillain. They were all chanting, "Destroy Lin Bei." Take his stuff, like a cult at a pep rally, drooling over fantasies of loot and other things I'd rather not think about. Sea Drifter crushed the talisman. Blue light swallowed his entire fleet. They vanished. When they reappeared, they were in unfamiliar waters. Darker, saltier, meaner. One of his guys looked up, voice shaking. "Boss, what is that thing?" Sea Drifter followed his finger. In the distance, a massive black shape moving slowly across the ocean. Shell, walls, a glowing tree, battlements, a moving island. His pupils shrank to pinpoints, and on my end, I sensed a bunch of strangers suddenly appearing nearby on my radar. Who are these clowns? Our eyes met across the water, and the air between us practically crackled. Sea Drifter's crew was staring at my turtle like they'd just seen God, and he was a reptile. There's people on that giant beast. You could practically hear their brains short-circuiting. They came here to find me, and instead found a moving island with walls and a glowing tree. Some of them were still trying to figure out if the turtle had eaten me or if, horror of horrors, the turtle was mine. I recognized Sea Drifter immediately. Hard not to, since this clown had posted selfies in the chat channel like he was some kind of ocean influencer. I smiled. "Old friend. So nice to finally meet in person." "Move closer." Xuanwu turned toward them. Just the wake from my turtle turning was enough to rock their little boats like bath toys. Beautiful. Sea Drifter tried playing dumb. "Hello? We're just lost players passing through. Are you guys players too?" I almost laughed out loud. "Playing innocent now? In the chat channel, you were literally organizing my assassination, buddy." "Oh, don't recognize me." I stood on the highland, looking down at him. "Weren't you looking for me, guild leader Sea Drifter? I really wish you'd bring back that tough guy attitude of yours." His face went white. Cover blown. To his credit, he committed. Attack. Every weapon on every ship swung at Xuanwu simultaneously. The result? Absolutely nothing. Their attacks bounced off Xuanwu's armor like spitballs hitting a tank. Didn't even leave a scratch. I didn't even raise my hand. Wukong jumped down with his spear. The thorn vines opened fire like machine guns, punching holes through people and boats. Big Brother drew his sword, and walked across the water toward them like the final boss of a video game. Total annihilation. Sea Drifter himself couldn't even handle Big Brother, let alone me. The guy who was supposed to be hunting me was getting absolutely demolished by my employee. People started begging for mercy. I said no. This is a survival world. No rules, no referees. You came to rob me. You get what's coming. I've got cheat-level abilities. If I still let myself get bullied, what's even the point? Sea Drifter, pinned to the deck by Wukong's spear through his hand, screamed his last words into the chat channel. Lin Bi bullies the weak. Don't trust him. Then he was gone. Even dying, this guy tried to leave a bad Yelp review. Petty to the very end. Respect, honestly. No, wait, zero respect. Did I feel anything? Nah. Just took out the trash. 20 minutes. That's all it took. Sea Drifter's entire guild, wiped. Nothing left but broken boats floating on the water like sad wooden confetti. The chat channel noticed pretty quickly that Sea Drifter had vanished from the rankings. He was 5th a minute ago. Wait, is he dead? Then someone found his dramatic last message, and the whole channel erupted in gossip. I settled the debate by posting a single photo. The wreckage of several ships, including a destroyed Tier 4 vessel, scattered across the ocean like a yard sale nobody wanted. Sea Drifter attacked me. I wiped him out. Dead silence in the chat. Then everyone processed it at once. The guy who'd been terrorizing the server for days got deleted in 20 minutes. By one person. On a turtle. Then the player who sold Sea Drifter the locator talisman stepped forward and posted screenshots. Yeah, I sold him a tracking item like 20 minutes ago. He used it to find Lin Bei. The whole server collectively facepalmed. This man paid money to teleport himself directly to his own funeral. First player in history to purchase his own death. Legendary, in the worst possible way. I looked at the talisman info and felt a tiny sting of regret. That was actually a really cool item. And this idiot wasted it on getting killed. What a shame. The chat consensus formed fast. Sea Drifter picked a fight way above his weight class and got flattened. My reputation? Squeaky clean. Everyone already knew he was a bully, so nobody believed his last message. That's what happens when you build goodwill. People take your side automatically. Meanwhile, every top guild on the server was having a very quiet, very nervous meeting. Sea Drifter wasn't that much weaker than them, and he got vaporized in 20 minutes. The universal conclusion: do not mess with Lin Bei. Ever. Under any circumstances. While they were sweating, I was doing something much more productive. Looting everything Sea Drifter owned. Big Brother and the pirates were diving for salvage. Wukong was hauling stuff on deck. Da Zhuang was inventorying on the highland, shouting numbers like an excited auctioneer. 300 crystal cores. F and E rank. 200 iron ingots. 150 copper. 5 blueprints plus a bunch of materials. Thanks for the delivery, Sea Drifter. Really appreciate you hand-carrying all this loot directly to my doorstep. 5 stars. Would accept your suicide mission again. I checked my energy points after absorbing the new crystals. Over 9,000. I needed 10,000 for the upgrade, and I was only a few hundred short. 1,000 miles of travel just to deliver me his head and his wallet. Thank you, Sea Drifter, my generous benefactor. You will be missed. By nobody. Clean up and move out. We're not done with the danger zone. Big Brother picked up the pace. Half an hour later, every useful thing had been stripped from the wreckage and loaded onto Xuanwu. I gave the order to push deeper. Xuanwu turned and glided forward. Sunlight sparkled on the water. And there, in the distance, something golden flickered. I squinted. A gold treasure chest. I squinted at the horizon and nearly fell off my own wall. A gold treasure chest. Sitting right there on an island. A gold chest in an island. That's like finding a winning lottery ticket inside a birthday cake. Thank goodness my body upgrades came with better eyesight, or I would have cruised right past it like an idiot. Full speed, Xuanwu plowed through the leftover wreckage of Sea Drifter's fleet. Thanks again for the speed bumps, buddy, and charged toward that island. While we traveled, I sorted through Sea Drifter's loot. Most of it was junk, but 2 blueprints caught my eye. An E-rank big sword and a D-rank combat staff. Decent market value. I mentally added, hire more blacksmiths, to my to-do list because Da Zhuang alone can't be our entire manufacturing department forever. The pirates can assist, but none of them can actually forge independently yet. Useless apprentices. The closer we got to the island, the more sea beasts showed up. F rank, E rank, D rank. wave after wave, like someone was hosting a monster convention and we crashed it without an invitation. The thorn vines went full turret mode. Yukong casually hopped down to clean up stragglers, and Big Brother sliced through anything that got too close. I didn't lift a finger. My eyes were glued to that golden glow like a cat watching a laser pointer. 10 minutes later, the island came into full view. This thing was massive, thousands of square meters, biggest island I'd ever seen, and absolutely crawling with sea beasts. E ranks everywhere, D ranks sprinkled in like deadly seasoning. All of them circling the gold chest in the center like it was their precious baby. We didn't slow down. Xuanwu just bulldozed through. Vines blasting, Yukong slashing, Big Brother carving. We tore a hole through the monster army and parked right on shore. Then the island rumbled. Trees shook. The ground cracked. And out walked the biggest, ugliest thing I'd seen yet. 5 meters tall. Dark blue-green scales head to toe. Legs like tree trunks. A tail that carved a trench in the dirt just by dragging behind it. This thing looked like a budget Godzilla that ordered its costume 2 sizes too small. C-rank sea beast. Dark iron beast. I'll handle this one. I jumped down and walked across the beach. Mini Godzilla stared at me with its yellowish eyes, growling like a broken engine. I didn't rush in. This was a training opportunity. Left hand, water blade. Right hand, dirt chunks. I activated wood control and grew seaweed around its back legs to pin it down. It roared and ripped free like the seaweed was tissue paper, then lunged at me. I dodged sideways and slashed its neck with my water blade. White scratch mark. That's it. Its scales were like armor. My water blade basically gave it a paper cut. Okay, new plan. I ditched the water blade and pulled out my spear. Started chucking dirt at its face from the side to distract it. The beast got annoyed. Imagine a dinosaur trying to swat flies, and turned toward the dirt. I slipped behind it and jammed my spear into the gap between its leg joints. It screamed and whipped its tail at me. I jumped onto its back, lined up my spear with the back of its skull, and drove it in like a stake. It thrashed. I held on. 2 more stabs. Down it went. C-rank crystal core, water attribute. Wait, crystal cores have elements now? This one was pale blue and cool to the touch. Is that a C-rank thing or just this specific beast? No way to know without more data. Filed that question for later. Server announcement popped up, right on schedule. Congratulations to player Lin Bei for the first C-rank kill. Reward. A customizable blueprint set. Any item from F to D rank. Cool. Weird. I'll figure it out later. Gold chest first. I called Little Orange over. She practically flew off the wall and sprinted to me. Eyes locked on the chest like it owed her money. Then she stopped and asked, "What do you want from it?" Excuse me, since when is this a wish list situation? Just try it. Think about what you want before I open it. Fine. I thought about it. Give me a space backpack like yours. And crystals. And anything expensive. She cracked her knuckles, rubbed her hands, squatted down, and popped that golden lid. Golden light shot into the sky, brighter than anything I've ever opened. Like the sun decided to personally attend this unboxing. She reached in and started pulling things out like Santa Claus on Christmas morning. Space backpack, rare / C rank, 200 cubic meters of storage. My old backpack is 1 square meter. This new one is 200. I went from a sandwich bag to a shipping container. C rank crystal cores times 20. Red, blue, green, yellow, piled up like a little rainbow gem collection. Mid-tier engine blueprint times 1. C-rank rare power boots blueprint times 1. I stared at her. She grinned at me with that "Go ahead, praise me" face. I've tested this before. If I think about what I want right before opening, the success rate is pretty good. I have no words. This girl doesn't just have luck. She has a direct phone line to whatever god runs the loot tables. She's the universe's favorite daughter, and the rest of us are adopted. Both my S-rank talent and hers are S-rank, but honestly, my farming ability is starting to feel like a participation trophy next to her walking cheat code. I checked the blueprints. The engine needs a Tier 4 workbench and a mountain of materials: iron, copper, parts, crystals. I already had one of these blueprints from an earlier chest, so now I've got 2. Good for trading leverage against the top guilds later. The power boots need a Tier 5 workbench, which I don't have yet. Cool item, useless for now. Shelf it. The real prize was those 20 C-rank crystals. Each one gives about 100 energy points. 20 times 100 equals 2,000. I absorbed them all. Combined with everything else from today, Little Orange's donation, Sea Drifter's generous contribution to my wallet, and the Danger Zone farming, my energy counter now read 12,100 points. Upgrade threshold, 10,000. I looked at my panel and smiled. Already passed it. And the day isn't even over yet. Over in the chat channel, people were reacting to my C-rank kill announcement with the enthusiasm of someone seeing their neighbor's cat for the 15th time. Oh, Lin Bei got another server announcement? Must be Tuesday. I feel sick if I don't see Lin Bei on the announcements at least once a day. I've become background noise. Beautiful. I strapped on my shiny new 200 cubic meter backpack, dumped everything I was carrying into it, and felt lighter than a cloud. Time to explore this island before upgrading. Wukong, Big Brother, and I headed deeper into the island. A few minutes in, we found a meadow. And on that meadow, white fluffy sheep, just munching grass, completely unbothered by the three-armed guys staring at them. E-rank special sea beasts, woolly sheep. Unlike every other creature in this world that wants to murder me on sight, these guys looked up, went, meh, and went back to eating. My brain immediately went, wool equals clothes. Meat equals hot pot. Lamb skewers. My mouth was literally watering. These sheep are not dying today, they're getting recruited. Wukong walked over and just flexed his aura. Level suppression. Every sheep instantly dropped to the ground like they'd been told the boss was coming. I built a dirt fence around them with my earth powers. Welcome to Xuanwu City Livestock Division, sheep. Your job is to exist and be delicious later. Further ahead, coconut trees. D-rank coconut trees. Take it. Take it. Take everything. I ripped them out of the ground roots and all with my wood powers and stuffed them into my backpack like I was grocery shopping at nature's warehouse. More walking, more loot. Iron ore, copper ore, some rare metal deposits. All yanked out of the ground. I'm basically a walking strip mine at this point. Nothing is safe. If it's not bolted to the planet's core, it's coming with me. Then my earth sense pinged something different. Deep underground, silvery white minerals with a faint glow. I pulled them up. Mithril ore, high-grade resource, needs a rare level furnace to refine. No idea what it's for yet, but it sounds fancy. 32 pieces. Into the bag. I swept the entire island clean. Every resource, every mineral, every useful thing. I would have taken the dirt too. Oh wait, I literally did plan to take the dirt. In my world, even soil is a resource. Nothing gets left behind. I am the locust of this ocean. Back at the beach, everyone was waiting. Time for the main event. I cleared everyone off Xuanwu and sailed out to deep water. Stood on the turtle's head. Deep breath. Xuanwu. Upgrade. 10,000 energy points. Spent. The shell started shaking. Not gentle shaking. Earthquake shaking. Worse than any previous upgrade. The shell expanded outward in rings. 1,000 square meters. 2,000. 3,000. 4. 5,000. Light erupted from the cracks. Blue, yellow, green. Lighting up the entire ocean like a rave for fish. My water and earth abilities surged. The armor thickened. The power multiplied. This went on for 30 minutes. Even the sea beasts that had been attacking us non-stop took one look at the light show and swam the other direction. Smart fish. When it was over, I stood on a turtle the size of dozens of basketball courts combined. Tier 5 vehicle, sky-bearing giant spirit turtle. Water and earth abilities, massively enhanced. Shell defense, massively upgraded. New unlocks. Tier 5 workbench, mid-level sea chart. Next upgrade cost, 100,000 energy points. Then the contract feedback hit me like a truck full of steroids. Constitution, 310. Speed, 305. Strength, 315. I went from, very strong, to, am I even human anymore, territory. Server announcement, naturally. Congratulations to player Lin Bei, first to reach Tier 5 vehicle, reward, 2 gold treasure chests. The chat channel had a collective meltdown. Lin Bei, stop, you'll get banned for hacking. One massive announcement per day. Who can keep up with this? I haven't even hit Tier 3 and he's at 5. The gap is getting bigger? How is the gap getting bigger? Top-ranked players were apparently tasting bitterness in their mouths. The distance between us was supposed to shrink over time. Instead, it's growing like my turtle, exponentially and terrifyingly. Fine, first place is yours. We surrender. Meanwhile, I was too busy flexing my new muscles to notice anyone's feelings. This power was insane. Why would anyone play on hard mode when God mode exists? Then I heard a tired little voice in my head. The thorn vines. When Xuanwu expanded, my poor vines had tried desperately to stretch around the entire new perimeter. Their whole job is to guard the walls. But 5,000 square meters was just too much. They gave everything they had and only covered 1/3. Master, I'm spent. Oh no, my heart. I immediately reassured them. Don't worry, upgrades are coming for everyone. Nobody gets left behind. I brought Xuanwu back to the island. The crew gathered around, staring at the new megaturtle with stars in their eyes. This is Xuanwu City. Our Xuanwu City. I told everyone to stay off for now while I redesigned the layout. I jumped up to the highland and surveyed my new domain. Everything was spread out now, way more space between zones. A blueprint started forming in my mind. Time to rebuild this city from scratch. I stood on my brand new 5,000 square meter turtle and grinned like a proud dad looking at his baby. Now we're talking. Before this, Xuanwu was basically a fancy apartment. Now it's a city. Let's go. I fired up my earth powers and the entire turtle started reshaping itself like clay on a pottery wheel. Not the wild earthquake stuff from the upgrade. This was precise, controlled, artistic. I'm not just a fighter. I'm an architect. First project, the Highland. My 3-tier command center at the turtle's tail. I pulled rock and soil from the island below. Sorry, island. You're being donated to a greater cause, and stacked it up layer by layer. Bottom tier, 300 square meters, 10 meters tall. Middle tier, 200 square meters, 15 meters. Top tier, my personal penthouse, 150 square meters. Why so big? Because I have 5,000 square meters now, and I can do whatever I want. That's why. I touched the floor on top. Perfectly smooth. Seamless. My earth control upgrade didn't just make me stronger, it made me a better interior decorator. Priorities. Standing at the edge of my penthouse level, I could see the whole city below. Used to be I could see everything without turning my head. Now I actually have to rotate my neck. Growth. Pool first. I carved out a 20-meter wide, 3-meter deep circular pool right in the center of the top tier. Spiral grooved walls so the water circulates on its own. Then I pulled fresh water from the air and filled it up through a spring I created in the pool floor. Yes, I made a self-filling infinity pool on top of a turtle. My life is insane. Then my crystal fish flew up from below and splashed right in. This fish, 2 meters of transparent, sparkling beauty, did exactly 1 lap of the new pool, assessed the situation, and then lost its mind. Zooming around, tail slapping, splashing water all over me. I could feel its emotions through our bond. Pure, unfiltered, toddler at a water park, JOY. This is your home now. It swam over and bonked its head against my fingers. I'm not crying. There's salt water on my face from the splashing. Second tier, warehouse district. The old storage building looked pathetic sitting alone on all that empty space. I raised walls from the ground and built a whole complex. 1 main vault for the expensive stuff. Crystals, blueprints, high-tier materials. 3 secondary warehouses for metals, wood, and food. I angled the floors slightly with drainage channels at the edges so seawater can't pool up. Civil engineering on a turtle. Then I built a proper workshop right next to the warehouses. Lined up the blacksmith station, the regular furnace, and the excellent furnace side by side with proper workspace between them. Wall-mounted shelves. A quenching pool in the corner with its own water supply line. Dazhuang's gonna lose his mind when he sees this. Bottom tier. Expanded the kitchen with actual plumbing. Running water in a kitchen. On a turtle. In a survival ocean world. I'm basically reinventing civilization 1 room at a time. Highland, done. Moving on to the flatlands. The light-winged tree still sits at the center of everything. Golden canopy glowing warm over a 30-meter radius. The farming zone around it looked a bit sad. 300 square meters of farmland on 5,000 square meters of turtle looks like a postage stamp on a dining table. I didn't expand it though. Not enough people to manage more crops. But I did redesign the layout. Terraced rings radiating outward from the tree. Each ring half a meter lower than the one before it. Every plant gets maximum tree light exposure. Stone paths between the rings so people can walk into water and harvest without stomping on crops. Little Juan's gardener talent is going to thrive in this setup. Next, the livestock zone. 300 square meters right next to the farm. Stone walls, 2 meters high, tall enough that no sheep is pulling a prison break. Inside, I divided it into sections. Main grazing area with real soil from the island, a stone shelter with hay bedding, and feeding troughs for food and water. I even planted grass from the island as future sheep food. I am running a farm on a turtle in the middle of the ocean. I moved the fluffy sheep in. They landed, looked confused for about 3 seconds. Then the lead ram took a test bite of grass, looked up, and went, "Bien," like he'd just checked into a 5-star resort. The others followed. Instant contentment. I leaned on the fence watching them, already mentally calculating lamb skewers and wool coats. Not yet, though. Gotta let them multiply first. Patience. Finally, the residential district. The big one. I raised my hands and went full city planner. A 4-meter-wide main road running the entire length, paved with flat stone. 4 side streets branching off, each leading to a cluster of houses. The houses themselves? 1 bedroom, 15 square meters. 1 living room, 20 square meters. Couch area, dining area, a small kitchen counter. All stone, but beautiful stone. Smooth, precise, actually livable. Every house got its own bathroom connected to an underground pipe system that feeds into. Yes, I built this, a septic tank. I also added ventilation ducts running to roof vents so nobody suffocates from cooking steam or bathroom smells. I'm building plumbing. On a turtle. Last piece, the water system. I ran a main pipe from the pool on the top tier, down the side of the highland, underground along the main street, branching into every side road, into every single house. Stone pipes, polished smooth inside, sealed with earth power at every joint. 0 leaks. Each house has a stone faucet with a twist valve. Turn it, water comes out. Running water. In every home. Drainage too. Every house has its own drain pipe connecting to a main sewer line under the street, flowing to a collection pool at the edge of the city. The wastewater settles there and gets recycled to water the crops. I stood at the end of the main street and looked back. A clean stone road. Neat rows of houses on both sides. Little front yards. Plumbing. Ventilation. Drainage. A recycling system. I just built a functioning small town on the back of a giant turtle in the middle of a monster-infested ocean. I dusted off my hands. Done. I opened the guild channel and typed one message. You can come up now. While everyone waited on what was left of the island, they got front row seats to me literally eating the island. Trees ripped out and flew onto the turtle. Rocks peeled off like orange skin. Soil got scooped away layer by layer. The whole island was shrinking in real time like someone let the air out. Dajwang stood there with his mouth open for a solid minute before managing. The boss is stealing the entire island. By the time I was done, the only thing left was the tiny patch of beach they were standing on. Just vibes and sand. Sorry, island. You've been rezoned as turtle food. I pulled Xuanwu up and typed in the guild chat. Come on up. Little Orange was the first one aboard. Obviously. She took one look at the residential area, and her mouth formed a perfect O shape that stayed there for approximately 45 seconds. This is where we live now. Everyone else climbed up and scattered in different directions like kids at a theme park. Little Juan spotted the new terraced farms and practically floated toward them. These fields. Oh, these are going to be so easy to work with. Farmer happiness unlocked. Little Orange sprinted down the main road and started kicking open doors like a real estate agent on caffeine. Living room, 20 square meters. Bedroom, 15. Bathroom with a stone sink and, she turned the faucet. Actual running water. There's a private bathroom. She checked the next house. Same thing. Next one. Same thing. She stood in the middle of the road and spun around. Everyone gets one of these? I walked over. Yep. She launched herself at me for a hug, held on for exactly 1 second, then turned scarlet to the tips of her ears, released me like I was on fire, and bolted into her house to go play with the faucet. That girl has issues. Adorable issues, but issues. Xiaoyi found her house near the farm zone, ran her hand across the kitchen counter, turned on the tap, and said with quiet satisfaction, cooking just got a lot easier. Professional contentment. Dajwang didn't even look at his house. He went straight to the second-tier workshop, shoved the door open, and saw his new setup. Blacksmith station, 2 furnaces, wall shelves, a quenching pool. His eyes went red. Boss, I've never had anything this nice in my entire life. Sir, please don't cry on the anvil. Big Brother found his house near the city wall. Walked in, looked around, walked out, looked at the thorn vine-covered walls, said quietly, "This is home now." His buddy number 2 nodded hard behind him. Former zombie pirates finding peace in stone apartments on a turtle. What a world. While everyone was busy squealing over indoor plumbing, I went to check on my livestock investment. The sheep were already settled in their pen, munching away. The lead ram stood in the center, looking suspicious of everything. I hopped the fence. He backed up and lowered his head defensively. I opened my beast taming panel. Sure enough, contractable. One beast point later, golden light flowed from my hand into the ram. His eyes shifted. Suddenly, he was looking at me like I was his favorite person. Contract complete. Woolly sheep leader, level 1. Special traits. Commands the flock, doubles baby sheep production speed. Each produces F rank wool daily. The ram himself produces nothing. Typical management. He looked up at me and bawed. You're in charge of the sheep now. Blink. Eat grass. He lowered his head and took a bite. Go back to the group. He turned, walked a few steps, stopped, and looked back at me. I grinned. Stay dumb, buddy. If you get too smart, I'll feel guilty when I eventually eat your children. Sorry, not sorry. I hopped back over the fence and dusted my hands off. Wool for clothes, meat for cooking, and eventually livestock sales. The turtle economy is booming. Next stop, the farm. Little Juan was already there, carefully loosening soil around a plant. I headed to the meat melt mushroom patch. 3 plots, 3 seeds planted. 2 were mature, thick brown caps with orange-red veins like lava patterns. D rank, ready to harvest. Looking good, but the 3rd one. Oh baby, bigger cap, darker color. The surface pattern literally looked like flowing magma. It was warm to the touch. Lava mushroom, C rank, mutated variety. Boosts constitution and strength when eaten. My 2nd C rank crop. Out of 3 seeds, 1 mutated. 40% mutation chance actually came through. I'll take that luck. I picked all 3, stashed them carefully, and checked the rest of the farm. Golden wheat, greenwood vegetables, blood rice. A bunch of E-rank crops, almost ready. More crystal cores incoming when they mature. Xiaohe, she came running. I handed her the vegetables and mushrooms. Victory banquet tonight. Use all of these. Her eyes went wide. Is this a D-rank mushroom? Yep. And tonight, we feast on everything, including this. I pulled out the C-rank lava mushroom like a mic drop. Good ingredients go to your own people first. That's the rule. Xiaohe practically vibrated with excitement. A chef who gets top-tier ingredients is a chef on a mission. Tonight, she was going to cook the meal of her life. Night fell. The dining hall stone table was absolutely loaded. Stir-fried E-rank beast meat. Sautéed D-rank green wood vegetables. D-rank meat melt mushroom stew. Blood rice, unlimited refills. Wild vegetable soup. Pickled sea beast slices. Everyone sat around the table. Little Orange was clutching her bowl, eyes darting between dishes like she was trying to solve a math problem about which one to eat first. This is too much food. Dazhuang was swallowing his own saliva. Xiaohe, you've outdone yourself. It's the boss's ingredients, she said modestly. I sat at the head of the table. Stop staring. Eat. Chopsticks went in simultaneously. Like synchronized eating. Little Orange grabbed a chunk of meat melt mushroom. Chewed. Her eyes went dinner plate wide. What the? Constitution plus 0.8. Strength plus 0.5? Dazhuang shoved a piece in his mouth. My constitution went up 0.8. After that, conversation died. Everyone's face was buried in food. Every second not chewing was a second wasted. This wasn't dinner. It was a competitive eating event with stat bonuses. Little Orange, because she is who she is, sneakily pulled up her system panel and took photos of the food. Then she opened the public chat channel and posted them. Xuanwu City Victory Banquet tonight. Stir-fried E-rank meat. D-rank vegetable stir-fry. D-rank mushroom stew. Blood rice. Chef Xiaohe's masterwork. Sharing happiness doubles happiness. 10 seconds. That's how long it took for the chat to explode. What kind of feast is this? D-rank vegetables. D-rank mushrooms? What family are these people from? I'm eating compressed crackers, and these people are having a D-rank banquet. That soup looks incredible. Linbei still hiring. I can sweep floors. I can warm beds. Bro, chill. Little Orange read the jealous comments with a smug grin and grabbed another piece of meat. I glanced at her. Posting food photos again. She didn't even flinch. Happiness must be shared. Otherwise it gets cut in half. I said nothing. Just took a sip of soup. It was pretty good, honestly. Woke up, splashed cold water on my face from my brand new stone faucet like a civilized person. Looked around the bathroom and realized I was missing towels, cups, toothbrush stuff. Living on a turtle in the apocalypse, and my biggest complaint is bathroom accessories. Character development. Pulled out that custom blueprint set I got from the C-Rank kill and finally used it. A menu popped up, equipment or tools. Equipment. Then it asked what kind, full armor, helmets, boots. I picked full body armor. 3 blueprints materialized. Same design, 3 ranks, F, E, and D. A matching set. So that's what exclusive blueprint set means, a whole production line in one package. I named them Xuanwu Armor. Official uniform of Xuanwu City. The blueprints automatically printed the name and a turtle snake logo on themselves. Branding is everything. The D-rank version gives 12 constitution, 6 strength, 3 speed. That's about 50% stronger than regular D-rank gear. This is going to sell like hotcakes on fire. Dazhuang, get up here. He showed up in 2 minutes, panting. I handed him the blueprints. His eyes went full saucer mode. Xuanwu Armor? We designed this. Make 5 D-rank sets. Guards get priority. 1 for me, 1 for you. Wait. I get 1 too. You're the blacksmith. If you die, who makes stuff? We're the armor. He giggled, hugged all 3 blueprints to his chest, and sprinted away like I was going to change my mind. Got a few steps, turned around. Want F and E rank sets too? 10 F rank, 5 E rank. Sell them on the market. Test the waters first. But I had a strong feeling these would fly off the shelves. He zoomed off. I leaned back in my chair doing mental math. The Xuanwu brand is about to become a household name. Quality gear, fair prices, and a turtle logo. Business empire, here we come. Then Xiaohe walked in carrying a bowl. Breakfast, boss. I looked down. Red, shiny broth. Noodles floating in it. Topped with green onions, crushed peanuts, and thin slices of beast meat. The smell hit me, sour and spicy, straight into my sinuses like a flavor punch. Is this hot and sour noodles? She smiled. Made the noodles from potato and blood rice flour. Took a few tries. Broth is from beast bones with chili and vinegar. I took 1 bite. The noodles were silky smooth. First came the sour, then the spicy kick, then this deep savory richness that I couldn't even name. The potato softness mixed with the rice chewiness was better than any hot and sour noodles I'd ever had in my previous life. And I've eaten a lot of hot and sour noodles. Bowl empty. Got any more? She brought a second bowl. I destroyed that one too. Lean back. Deep breath. Xiaohe. This is a game changer. Her face lit up. Really? Really? Make this the breakfast standard. And start experimenting with more new dishes. E-rank food, 3 constitution, 2 strength daily. Too low level to matter for me anymore, but for regular players? This is premium fuel. And more importantly, it tastes like home. In a world where people are chewing compressed crackers, a bowl of actual hot and sour noodles might make someone cry. Mass produce it. Put it up for sale. She nodded and ran back to the kitchen. Hot and sour noodles are way easier to batch produce than stir fry. This is going to be a money printer. Within minutes, the guild channel erupted. Little Orange, this hot and sour noodle thing. I'm dead, Dazhuang. 2 bowls. Almost swallowed my tongue. Big brother, who barely ever talks. Good. High praise from a former zombie pirate. Little Orange listed the noodles on the trade channel. 10 F-rank crystals per serving. Not cheap. Sold out in under 10 seconds. The public chat went into full emotional breakdown mode. I got one. I'm crying actual tears. 5 days in this world, and I just had my first real meal. The noodles. The soup. The meat, followed by sobbing emojis. Can I get another one, please? What magical wonderland is Xuanwu City? They're ahead in power and lifestyle. This isn't fair, Little Orange replied. More later. Limited stock. First come, first served. Mass weeping across the server. I closed the chat and stood up. Work to do. Walked through the city, climbed onto Xuanwu's head. Sea breeze hit me, hot and sticky. Uncomfortably so. Yesterday was in the 30s. Today felt worse. Checked the system panel, 41 degrees Celsius. And it was only morning. I scanned the chat. Everyone was complaining. Why is it so hot? Almost 40 degrees, burning through water supply. Is the weather about to go crazy? Anyone hoarding water? Prices already went up. I checked the trade channel. Yep, water prices had jumped. My standard was 3 bottles per F-rank crystal. Other sellers reluctantly matched that price before. But today, 2 bottles per crystal across the board. Some greedy idiots were charging 2 crystals for 1 bottle. I thought about it for about 3 seconds and kept my price the same. 3 for 1. Water income is pocket change for me now. Xuanwu City makes way more from gear, food, and crops, jacking up prices for a few extra crystals while regular players are sweating to death. Not worth torching the reputation I've built. Most players barely have crystals as it is. Reputation is worth more than crystals. Always. I pinged the guild channel. Little Orange, come here. She showed up still holding a bowl of hot and sour noodles. This girl is always eating. What's up, boss? I pulled out 2 gold treasure chests from my backpack. Her eyes went supernova. Chest time, chest time. She put the bowl down, rubbed her hands together, and cracked her knuckles. Leave it to me. Little Orange squatted in front of gold chest number 1, did her ritual hand-rubbing thing, and popped it open. Golden light. Boom. A cold storage room blueprint, 20 C-rank crystals, and a watchtower blueprint. Not bad, not bad. Chest number 2. Golden light again. A talent upgrade stone, 5 C-rank talent stones, and a guild upgrade card. Little Orange froze. Talent stones? I picked one up. Fist-sized, pale gold, warm to the touch. These things let someone without a talent awaken as C-rank 1. My brain immediately went to Big Brother and the other 9X pirates. They've got 0 talents. Give each of them a C-rank ability and my workforce just went from good to terrifying. Only 5 stones though, and I have 10 talentless pirates. Half of them are getting the VIP treatment, the other half can wait. Life isn't fair, even on a turtle. The guild upgrade card bumped us to level 2. Member cap from 20 to 50, warehouse from whatever it was to 600 slots. Perfect timing since we're at 17 people and approaching the old limit. Then I used the talent upgrade stone on myself. No hesitation. My farming master went from level 2 to level 3. Crop growth speed, 200%. Mutation chance, up to 50%. Half of everything I plant now has a coin flip shot at becoming something better. My farming talent is slowly becoming less embarrassing next to Little Orange's luck powers. Slowly. Now the blueprints. The cold storage room keeps things at 0 to 5 degrees. In a world where the temperature just hit 41 degrees Celsius this morning, this isn't just useful, it's a super weapon. Cold drinks in a heat wave? I could sell ice water for more than gold. Plus I had ice attribute crystals from the random C-rank cores, so materials were covered. The watchtower extends C-chart range by 50%. Materials? All in stock. I walked to the edge of my penthouse level, triggered my earth powers, and grew a 5-meter stone tower right there. 30 seconds. Done. I opened the upgraded mid-level C-chart. Base range, 10 kilometers. With the watchtower boost, even better. The map was suddenly full of dots, green for islands, various colors for treasure chests, and 2 gold dots. Players. Other players had entered the danger zone. The top guilds are catching up. Not my problem right now, though. My to-do list comes first. Cold storage time. I built it right next to the main warehouse. Resources vanished, and a nice little building appeared. I pushed the door open, and cold air. Beautiful, beautiful cold air. After days of ocean heat, walking into that room felt like hugging a glacier. I rated my storage for anything perishable. 20-something watermelons. Potatoes. Tomatoes, leftover vegetables, all the regular stuff with no stat bonuses, but perfectly good flavor that would have rotted without refrigeration. Stacked everything inside, neat and organized. Then I grabbed the biggest watermelon, carried it out, and sliced it open. Red flesh, black seeds, cold mist rising off it like it was breathing. I bit into it. Ice-cold sweetness exploded in my mouth and slid all the way down to my stomach like a refreshing avalanche. 41 degrees outside, and I'm eating chilled watermelon on a turtle. If there's a happiness meter somewhere, mine just maxed out. I leaned against the cold storage doorframe, chomping away, living the dream. Little Orange materialized out of nowhere. This girl has a 6th sense for food, and spotted my watermelon. Her eyes went huge. Where did you get frozen watermelon? I nodded toward the cold storage. She ran in, grabbed one, ran out, cut it open, took a bite. and made a sound that I can only describe as a human purring. So cold. So sweet. This life is too good. I finished mine, wiped my hands, and told her to get back to work. Also asked her to buy toothpaste and toothbrushes if she sees any in the trade channel. Priorities. First you build a city on a turtle, then you worry about dental hygiene. She mumbled something through a mouthful of watermelon. I'll take that as a yes. I checked the sea chart again. 30-kilometer range now. Lots more territory to explore. I patted Xuanwu's head. Keep going deeper. Low rumble. We moved on. Mid-afternoon. Peak sun. I was lying under the light-winged tree enjoying the shade, while Wukong squatted next to me, gnawing on frozen watermelon rind. Peaceful. Perfect. Then Xuanwu made a sound I'd never heard before. Short. Sharp. Alert. I was on my feet instantly. Jumped up the watchtower, opened the sea chart. Gold dots. A lot of gold dots, clustered together nearby. Players, at least 20-something of them. And surrounding them, a swarm of red dots. Dozens. Sea beasts. Some of those red dots were big. D rank minimum. 20-plus players getting gang rushed by 30 to 40 sea beasts. Big brother, everyone on the walls. Now, I jumped down and started heading for Xuanwu's head. Time to play hero again. Xuanwu let out a warning growl. Not his usual lazy hum. This was his, something's happening voice. I headed toward the action. On the sea chart, 20-something gold dots clustered together, surrounded by a thick ring of red dots. Players getting swarmed by 30 to 40 sea beasts. Some of those red dots were chunky, D rank at least. We rolled up like a moving mountain. I could see their faces from the city wall. 20-plus people crammed onto 3 busted boats, barely armed, looking like they'd already written their wills. One guy was standing at the front with a sword, ready to go down swinging. Someone on their boats pointed at us and yelled something about a dragon king. Another guy screamed back, "That's not a dragon king. That's a monster." Neither of them were right. It's a turtle, with a city on it. Keep up. Then they noticed me standing on the wall, gray armor, monkey on my shoulder, smiling down at them like I owned the ocean. Which, increasingly, I kind of do. I gave the signal. Thornvines went full machine gun. Wukong launched himself off the wall, bounced across the water in a few jumps, landed on top of a D-rank deep-sea lurker's head, and drove his spear straight through its skull. The thing that these guys couldn't even scratch got one shot by my monkey. Big brother and the crew jumped down and carved through the rest. 5 minutes. 40 sea beasts. All dead. The ocean was basically a floating buffet of monster corpses. I looked down at the guy with the sword. Zhang Fei, he stared up at me, brain clearly buffering. You are? Lin Bei. His brain crashed and rebooted. I could see the loading screen behind his eyes. Number 1 on the rankings. The guy who saved his friend before. Standing on a castle on a giant turtle. He opened his mouth. Closed it. Opened it again. All that came out was, "Holy crap." Then he spent about 30 seconds trying to form sentences. Lin Bei? How? Why? You're here. I glanced sideways at Little Orange, who was hanging over the wall watching like this was a TV show. A thought flickered through my mind. Zhang Fei randomly teleported here, and I happened to be right nearby? That's suspiciously convenient. I looked at my resident luck goddess again. Coincidence? With her around, probably not. But I let it go. Zhang Fei, want to join Xuanwu City? He didn't even blink. Yes. Obviously yes. He turned around to his crew. Guys, Lin Bei is letting US join. Every single person on those wrecked boats said yes so fast, it was basically a chorus. Zero hesitation. They'd been chased by bandits, randomly teleported into a monster zone, nearly eaten alive. And then the number 1 player in the server showed up on a turtle fortress and offered them citizenship. Saying no would require a level of stupidity that doesn't exist. I let them board in groups, injured first. Big brother handled the logistics. Once everyone was assembled on the main road, I casually scanned the crowd. Nothing obvious. But I had a secret weapon. Wukong, I whispered. Check them. Wukong's eyes lit up with pale golden light. Heavenly eye, seized through people's hearts. He scanned them one by one. Grateful, relieved, nervous, scared, normal post-near-death emotions. Then he stopped on a skinny tall guy in the back. 30-ish. Not looking at me. Not looking at the city. Staring at Zhang Fei's back. Wukong chirped at me a few times. My face went cold. I walked forward. You? Step out. The skinny guy flinched and forced a smile. Me, boss? What's your name? Li Cheng. Li Cheng. I looked at him. Then I went fishing. Don't you think Zhang Fei was kind of inconsiderate? Had a teleport item the whole time and didn't use it sooner. Li Cheng immediately shook his head. No, Zhang Fei's been great to us. Great? I cut him off. Then why did you send his coordinates to the people hunting him? Li Cheng's smile froze on his face like someone hit the pause button on a bad sitcom. Boss, I didn't. You must be mistaken. That monkey on my shoulder just read your entire brain like a book. His name is Wukong. His ability is seeing through people's hearts. He knows exactly what you were thinking. I laid it all out. He sold Zhang Fei's coordinates to another guild in exchange for a spot with them. Basically traded everyone's lives for a job interview. His face went from fake smile to ghost white in about 2 seconds. I didn't. You can't just. Zhang Fei. I looked at him. You believe me, or him. Zhang Fei's fists were already clenched. You, obviously. A middle-aged guy in the crowd spoke up first. Why would Lin Bei need to lie to us? What's he after? Our body odor from not showering for a week. Nobody, defended Li Cheng. Not a single person. Beautiful. Li Cheng started stammering something, but Zhang Fei had already grabbed him by the collar. I took you in. Fed you. Shared my water with you. Zhang Fei's voice was shaking. You almost got all of us killed. He dragged Li Cheng to the city wall. Li Cheng was screaming apologies. Zhang Bro, I was confused, I'm sorry. Which was basically a full confession. Thanks for that. Zhang Fei shoved him over the edge. Splash. Then a thorn vine seed followed him down. Thud. And that was the end of Li Cheng's story. Zhang Fei turned around. Handled, boss. I nodded. Good. Decisive. No hesitation. I don't need saints on this turtle. I looked at the remaining 20-something people. Xuanwu City has rules. Work hard. Nobody mistreats you. Get clever ideas. You saw what just happened. 20 heads nodded in perfect unison. Nobody thought I was being harsh. In a survival world, having a backstabber as a teammate is scarier than any sea beast. The mood shifted exactly the way I wanted. Before, grateful and relieved. Now, grateful, relieved, and respectful. You can't run a city on kindness alone, and you can't run it on fear alone. You need both. Management 101, Turtle Edition. Alright, introductions. Name, what you did before, what's your talent? Zhang Fei went first. Former factory mechanic. A rank swordsman talent. He can learn sword skills through training, and the stronger he gets, the more skills he unlocks. Solid combat asset. Then he nudged his sister forward. Early 20s, still a little pale, but looking way better than when I first saw her. I'm Zhang Lily. My talent is crystal item crafter. S rank, record scratch. S rank. Even I did a double take. She immediately waved her hands. But it's useless. I need attribute crystals as materials for crafting and enchanting, and we've never even seen an attribute crystal. I reached into my backpack, pulled out a pale blue crystal, and tossed it to her. She caught it, looked down. Her eyes nearly popped out of her skull. This is an attribute crystal? Yep. From now on, take whatever crystals you need from the warehouse. Focus on leveling up your ability. She was literally shaking holding that crystal. Zhang Fei was grinning next to her like a proud dad. He looked happier for his sister than he would have been for himself. Meanwhile, my brain was already doing calculations. S-rank crafting talent. Useless now, game-changing later. I basically just picked up a diamond covered in mud. Score. The rest introduced themselves. Wang Dali, dock worker, B-rank strength enhancement. Chen Xiao Wang, D-rank, runs fast. Zhao Laosi, fisherman, C-rank weather prediction. Sun Mei, A-rank, can sew clothes. Mostly C and D-rank talents. Nothing spectacular, but I didn't care. Xuanwu City needs people who can farm, carry things, clean walls, and assist. Warm bodies with basic skills are exactly what I'm hiring. The injured went to Xiaohe first. Her medical kit was basically clean cloth strips and crushed healing fruit powder. She cut up a light fruit, gave each injured person a piece. Within minutes, wounds started closing. One guy stared at his healing arm like it was performing a magic trick. What is this stuff? Light fruit. Work hard and you'll get to eat it too. He nodded so hard I thought his head would fall off. Then I led everyone to the residential area. 20-something people trailing behind me, heads swiveling like tourists in a theme park. This road is so smooth. Is that a water channel? Does it actually flow? Obviously, the man just builds houses out of thin air. I stopped at an empty lot. Stand back. They shuffled backwards. I raised my hands. Earth rumbled. Rocks surged up from underground. Walls rose. Door frames formed. Windows cut themselves. Roofs sealed on top. A dozen new houses, identical to the originals, just materialized in front of their eyes in real time. Same layout. Bedroom, living room, bathroom, ventilation, plumbing. The works. 20-something people stood there looking like their brains had collectively blue-screened. I lowered my hands. These are your houses. One each. Pick whichever you want. Nobody moved. A guy in his 40s, lips trembling. We get to live in houses like these? Yes. Do we deserve it? I looked at him. Whether you deserve it depends on how hard you work. His eyes went red. So did half the groups. Some wiped their faces, some bit their lips trying not to cry. These people had spent the last 10+ days drifting on broken rafts, getting robbed, getting chased, sleeping with one eye open. They didn't even have a safe place to rest, let alone a proper home. Some of them muttered that their apartments before the apocalypse weren't this nice. Zhang Fei walked in first. Picked a room. Zhang Lily took the one next door. Then everyone scrambled in like it was Black Friday for real estate. This bed is huge. There's water. Actual running water. The window opens. I've never lived anywhere this good in my entire life. Once the excitement died down, I gave them the rundown. Go to Little Orange in the warehouse. Everyone gets 2 sets of clothes, a towel, and bedding. Take a bath. You all need one. Trust me. Then go to the cafeteria. Today is a day off. No work. Rest. Tomorrow we assign jobs. I paused. From now on, live well in Xuanwu City. Nobody spoke. But every single pair of eyes in that group had changed. It wasn't just gratitude and awe anymore. There was something new in there, belonging. These people had just decided, silently and unanimously, that they were never going back to the way things were. Not because Zhang Fei was bad. He did his best. But because their new boss just built them houses with a wave of his hand, fed them magical fruit, and threw a traitor off a wall without blinking. Xuanwu City just gained 20 loyal citizens. And I didn't even have to write a job listing. I built a new cafeteria, 50 seats, a serving area, done in minutes. With 23 new people plus the original 17, Xuanwu City officially hit 40 residents. I'm running a small town now. On a turtle. In the ocean. Normal stuff. Standing at the cafeteria door, I started thinking about the future. 40 people can't run on vibes and good intentions forever. Eventually, I'll need a point system. Who works hard? Who slacks off? Who deserves extra resources? Not yet, though. Still manageable for now. What bugged me more was the business model. Sure, we're selling gear, food, and water, making good crystal income. But that's what every guild does. Just with better products and a nicer reputation. We're Xuanwu City's edge. I can't build an empire on. Lin Bei got another server announcement. Forever. Little Orange was squatting next to me eating frozen watermelon, her default state of existence, and overheard me mumbling. Don't worry, boss. Maybe it'll solve itself soon. I looked at her. Then I smiled. Yeah, maybe it will solve itself soon. Right, Little Orange? She blinked, sensing something in my tone, but unable to decode it. The walking Lucky Charm doesn't even realize she is the answer half the time. Moving on. I called Big Brother and 4 of his pirate buddies to the meeting room and pulled out 5 talent stones. Pale gold, glowing, lined up on the table like fancy eggs. 1 each. Use them. Big Brother crushed his without hesitating. Light exploded from his palm. Behind his back, a pair of translucent wings unfurled. Not real feathers, more like solidified wind with a blue-green glow at the edges. He stared at his hands, then twisted around to look at his own back. Wingman talent. A rank. Flight capability, aerial combat, massive power boost. In a world that's 99% ocean, a flying fighter is basically cheating. I was grinning so hard my face hurt. The other 4 crushed theirs. Combat instinct, power burst, speed enhancement, iron wall. All C rank. All combat talents. Nothing as flashy as Big Brother's wings, but every single one was useful. I basically just created a special forces unit out of ex-zombie pirates. Then Big Brother noticed something on his panel. Boss, my player identity is restored. I checked. Full system panel, just like Dazhuang and the others. Personal stats, guild channel, everything. The talent stone didn't just give him powers. It gave him his humanity back. That's actually kind of emotional. Moving on before I feel things. I pulled in 3 combat-talented newcomers from Zhang Fei's group, plus Zhang Fei himself. C-rank archery, C-rank hardened skin, D-rank throwing specialist, and Zhang Fei with his A-rank swordsmanship. From today, the 9 of you are the Xuanwu Guard. I split them into 2 squads. Big Brother leads Squad 1 with numbers 2 through 4. Zhang Fei leads Squad 2 with number 5 and the 3 newcomers. Zhang Fei looked stunned. Me? Squad leader? I just got here. You're an A-rank swordsman. Making you a regular soldier would be like using a sports car to deliver mail. He straightened up and shut up. Good man. I told Little Orange to fix up the boats Zhang Fei's people brought. Broken as they were still boats. Once repaired, they'd become Xuanwu City's fleet. That's right, we have a navy now. Patrol orders. 2 squads rotate daily, sailing around Xuanwu in the repaired boats. Kill sea beasts, collect treasure chests, observe any players but report before engaging. And the most important rule, all fighting happens on the boats, never on Xuanwu itself. Keep the homeland clean. Then I walked downhill and built a military compound. 200 square meters, walled courtyard. Training ground with stone flooring. Armory with weapon and armor racks on the walls. Rest area with stone beds and tables. Guard squads eat on the highland now, not the cafeteria. Officer privileges. Standard issue for all guards. D-rank Xuanwu armor, best weapons available. Dazhuang chimed in on the guild channel. Already forging. Zhang Lily is helping with enchantments. She says she can add bonus effects. I glanced over at Zhang Lily, who was hovering over a freshly forged sword with an attribute crystal, measuring and muttering. Her S-rank talent was already coming online. Called it. Core talent. Future MVP. Now for the civilian government. Xiaohe, cooking division leader. Everything kitchen and food processing. She nodded firmly. Dazhuang, forging division leader. Zhang Lily works under you. Her enchantments will upgrade your gear. Dazhuang grinned. Zhang Lily whispered a polite, please take care of me. Cutest blacksmith enchanter duo on any turtle anywhere. Zhou Xiaomian, textile division leader. Clothes, fabric, leather processing. Shai Not. Su Xiaowan, agriculture division leader. Fields, orchards, livestock. Everyone's meals depend on you, so no pressure. Her eyes sparkled. Maximum pressure accepted with enthusiasm. Big Brother, Guard Squad 1 Captain. Zhang Fei, Guard Squad 2 Captain. Division leaders get upgraded to D-rank resource allocation. Regular citizens get F-rank. The OG crew members who just got promoted were trying very hard not to smile and failing completely. Little Orange waited, and waited, and waited, then panicked. What about me? I looked at her. You? You're Xuanwu City's administrative minister. What does that mean? Money, resources, trades. Warehouse is yours. Listings are yours. Every crystal that comes in or goes out, yours. Her eyes lit up like 2 little suns. So, basically finance minister? Pretty much. Plus mascot. Her lip jutted out. Why am I the mascot again? I ignored her, opened the guild channel, and called a meeting on the Highland. Everyone showed up. I stood in the center of the conference room and laid out the entire Xuanwu City organizational structure. Who does what? Who reports to whom? Resource tiers, patrol schedules, training plans. Everything, clear as crystal. Any questions? No. 40 voices in unison. The guild channel now had 8 people, the management layer. Regular citizens don't need the channel. Orders flow down through the chain of command. Xuanwu City's government, officially operational. 40 citizens, 2 military squads, 5 civilian divisions, 1 mascot/finance minister, and 1 very satisfied turtle mayor. Dinner in the new cafeteria was packed. 40 people, every seat taken. I told Xiaohe not to be stingy. This was the welcome feast for the newcomers. Wang Dali stared at his plate like it had personally offended him by being too delicious. This food is a bit too good, Dazhuang, already 2 bites deep. Relax, it's welcome day. Normal meals aren't this fancy, but they're still pretty great. Wang Dali ate 1 piece of beast meat and his brain short-circuited. No more talking, just chewing. Next table over, Zhao Laosi was already on bowl number 2. Zhang Fei kept putting his meat into Zhang Lily's bowl. She kept putting it back. Sibling chopstick warfare. He won eventually. The new people started stiff but loosened up fast. Nobody gave big speeches. They just ate at speeds that would have gotten them disqualified from a competitive eating contest for going too fast. Silent loyalty screaming from every bite. Next morning, task assignment day. I lined everyone up in the residential square and started sorting humans like a really aggressive HR department. Strong people, go help Dazhuang forge stuff. Nimble people, go learn sewing with Zhou Xiaomian. Farm experience? Go help Su Xiaowan plant things. Zhao Laosi, the weather guy. Park yourself on the watchtower and tell me if a cloud looks weird. Zhang Lily officially joined the forge team. She stood next to the anvil watching Dazhuang hammer with the focus of a student who really doesn't want to fail this class. Her talent was already showing results. In just a few hours yesterday, she'd figured out how to enchant E-rank weapons with an attribute boost. One enchantment gave 30% more power. Cost: 1/10 of a C-rank attribute crystal. Absolute bargain. This girl is going to be a weapon. Pun intended. With 40 people working, efficiency went through the roof. By lunchtime, the trade channel was flooded with Xuanwu City products. Acid noodles went from a few dozen servings per day to over 100 with the cooking team running double shifts. Xuanwu armor in F and E rank hit the shelves in steady supply and got instantly bought every single time. The chat channel noticed. Xuanwu City's output doubled overnight. They definitely recruited. At least I can actually see the products now before they sell out. How do I join? Please, sorry. No application form. We don't have a website. We're on a turtle. Today was day 7 of phase 1. I stood on the wall wiping sweat off my forehead. System panel, 45 degrees Celsius. Step outside the light-winged tree's shade, and the air tries to cook you alive. The chat channel had completely shifted mood. Nobody was talking about upgrades or sea beasts anymore. Just the heat. 45 degrees. My water consumption doubled. My raft has 0 shade. I'm literally peeling. Tomorrow is phase 2. What happens then? What if it gets hotter? People are going to die. Does anyone know what phase 2 is? System says wait until tomorrow. Helpful. Panic was spreading. People were cursing the system, panic buying water, offering crazy prices for anything cold. Water prices shot up again. Some sellers now charging 1 crystal per single serving. I kept my price at 3 servings per crystal. Didn't budge. Just limited the quantity. Want some? Be fast. But I'm not price gouging desperate people to squeeze out a few extra crystals. Reputation matters more than short-term profit. Always has. The heat was making people crazy outside our walls. 2 players got into a screaming match over a floating plank of wood. 1 hour later, someone reported they'd actually fought. Both got destroyed. One lost their ship, one got badly hurt. Over a piece of wood. The temperature was literally melting people's sanity. Player survival numbers started dropping again. The brief calm from the last few days was gone. The ocean was chaos again. Xuanwu City? Chill. Literally. We had cold storage, shade from the light-winged tree, running water, and 3 meals a day. My people were stable. Everyone else was losing their minds. I leaned on the wall thinking about something else entirely. Tonight was the end of phase 1. The weekly ranking rewards settle tonight. I checked the leaderboard. Still first place, tier 5 vehicle, massive point lead. Second was Lin Mo, third was Chong Feng. Last settlement I was tier 2. Now I'm tier 5. That gap should earn me something juicy. Then I heard boats approaching. 2 small sailboats pulled up. Zhang Fei standing at the front of one, squad 2 behind him. Big brother on the other, wings folded, perfectly still, looking like the world's most intimidating figurehead. Zhang Fei jumped up onto the wall. Boss, today's patrol cleared 8 sea beast groups, grabbed 5 treasure chests, plus a bunch of other resources. He dropped the chests at my feet. 2 black iron, 3 bronze. Little orange materialized from thin air. I swear this girl has a treasure chest detection 6th sense. Her eyes were already sparkling. More chests. I waved my hand. Go. She grabbed all 5 and ran like someone was chasing her. Nobody was. She just has priorities. Zhang Fei chuckled. She's always this excited, huh? It's her one hobby. I checked out his gear. D-rank Xuanwu armor. Fit him perfectly. New sword on his back with a glowing blue enchanted gem on the handle, courtesy of Zhang Lily. How's the equipment? He thumped his chest plate. Yesterday a D-rank beast bit me. Didn't even leave a mark on the armor. The sword? He drew it. Silver's sword energy flickered along the blade. Lily's enchantment added at least 20% to the sword energy. This thing hits now. Good. The guard squads get the best of everything. Best gear, best food, fastest growth. Their strength is Xuanwu City's strength. They're the blade. A sharp blade means the city can develop in peace. And honestly, having guards handle threats instead of me personally doing everything is just more dignified. Can't be the mayor and the entire police force forever. Go eat. Xiaohe saved food for you. Zhang Fei grinned and led his squad toward the cafeteria. Shortly after, Little Orange's report popped up in the guild channel. 5 chests, 20 E-rank crystals, 10 F-rank crystals, plus an E-rank armor blueprint. Everyone in the channel gave virtual thumbs up. Little Orange's luck remained absolutely, disgustingly consistent. Noted, I replied with a smile. Administrative Minister Little Orange. Perfectly competent at everything except resisting food. 0 complaints from management. Sun went down. Temperature dropped a few degrees, but the air was still thick enough to chew. Everyone gathered in the meeting room. All 8 managers. Nobody sleeping tonight. Who could sleep? Little Orange dumped a bag of crystals on the table like a pirate emptying her treasure sack. Clatter. Purple D ranks, dark blue E ranks, pale blue F ranks. A glowing little mountain of income. Today's earnings, 101 D rank, for 112 E rank, 1,022 F rank crystals. She dusted off her hands like a CEO closing quarterly reports. No C rank crystals from customers yet. Makes sense. The few players who have them are clutching them like firstborn children. They won't trade those unless they're literally dying. Fine by me. A crystal is a crystal. I pressed my hand on the pile. Absorbed everything. Energy points shot up. 3,200 from D rank, 4,120 from E rank, 1,022 from F rank. Total, 10,232. Tier 6 costs 100,000, so yeah, that's a while. But the income is steady. No rush. Then the sky broke. Dark red light blazed across the center of the sky, not sunset red. More like the atmosphere is having a panic attack, red. It spread outward, painting the ocean blood-colored. Everyone ran to the windows. System announcement. Phase 2, Trial of Flowing Fire. Officially started. Rules. Temperature keeps rising past human survival limits. All space items lose their preservation ability. Random fire strikes during the day with 0 warning. Sea beast activity massively increased. Duration, 15 days. The red light faded after a few seconds, but left this creepy glow on the horizon that made everyone's skin crawl. Chat channel went absolutely berserk. My stored meat is going to ROD. Eat it all tonight. Genius. Tomorrow it's garbage. Temperature going higher? It's already 45. Are they trying to cook us? We're dead. We're so dead. I closed the chat. Not panicking. Phase 1 gave everyone a treasure chest event right at the start to help them prepare. Phase 2 should do the same. I was just waiting for that notification to pop. And when it does, players who've been hoarding good stuff will have to start trading it. The market is about to get very interesting. I walked to the warehouse. Little Orange was already on it. The cold storage, already handled. She pointed toward the fridge building. Had Zhao Laosi and a few guys move everything perishable in there. Meat, vegetables, fruit, all packed. Good work. I walked into the cold storage. Sweet, beautiful cold air hit my face like a kiss from a glacier. Shelves stacked perfectly, watermelons on the bottom, veggies and meat in the middle. Jars of Xiaohe's noodle soup and broth on top. Food just became gold again. Players used to stuff beast meat in their space backpacks, and it'd keep for days. Now, preservation gone. In this heat, anything you kill rots by evening if you don't eat it immediately. The only things that can keep food fresh are cold storage rooms and ice items. Regular players have neither. I sent 2 messages to the guild channel. Guard squads. Increase patrols tomorrow. Watch out during fire strikes. Little Orange, start selling ice blocks tomorrow. 1 block, 1 E-rank crystal. Take it or leave it. Ice. In a world where the temperature is about to break 50 degrees. I'm basically selling oxygen to drowning people. Ethically questionable. Maybe. But I'm pricing it fair, not scalping. I was heading to bed when the system dinged again. Vehicle ranking settlement. First place, Lin Bei. Obviously. Reward. Custom vehicle treasure chest. A silver-white chest appeared in my hand. Smaller than a gold chest, but the material looked premium, shimmery, almost liquid on the surface. I opened it. Special vehicle building, trading hall. A building I can construct on my turtle that functions as a full marketplace. Trades, consignment sales, auctions. And the kicker, I can craft invitation cards that teleport other players directly to my city to shop. Invitation cost, 1 F-rank crystal and 1 iron ingot per 10 invitations. That's basically free. My brain went into overdrive. This is what I've been waiting for. The trade channel is just text. A name, a price, done. But this, players physically come to Xuanwu City. They walk through the gates. They see the walls, the buildings, the farms, the light-winged tree. They smell Xiaohe's cooking. They touch the armor. They experience what Xuanwu City actually is. And after experiencing a city with running water, cold storage, and gourmet food, who wants to go back to their sweaty little death raft? I hit build. Light struck the ground. A 2-story stone building rose up instantly. First floor, open trading hall with counters and display shelves. Second floor, private VIP trading rooms. Above the entrance, a wooden sign reading Xuanwu Trading Hall. I stood in the doorway staring at the empty shelves and counters, grinning like an idiot. But wait, if outsiders are coming, they cannot have access to the residential area. No tourists in my people's bedrooms. I walked to the front of the city and raised a wall between the living quarters and the new zone. One gate in the middle, behind it, Xuanwu City private territory. In front of it, the public zone. I moved the trading hall to the public side. Welcome to Xuanwu City's brand new commercial district. Shop here, eat here, spend your crystals here. Then go back to your burning ocean and tell your friends. This is the competitive edge I've been looking for. Not just better products, a better experience. Come for the armor, stay for the air conditioning. Standing in the new trade district staring at an empty trading hall, I realized one shop isn't a shopping experience. It's a sad building. Time to build a mall. Earth powers fired up. Walls rising, floors flattening, counters materializing. Restaurant, right next to the trading hall. Dozen stone tables, open kitchen. Tomorrow Xiaohe's cooking smells will be doing the marketing for me. Fruit shop, next door. Empty shelves for now, but tomorrow those babies get loaded with cold storage goodies. Clothing and gear store, other side of the hall. Display racks along the walls for Xiaomian's clothes and Dazhuang's armor. I made signs for all of them. Xuanwu Grand Restaurant. Xuanwu Fruit Market. Xuanwu Fashion Store. I'm building a brand here, people. For buildings in a square with a stone-paved plaza in the middle. This little area is going to become Xuanwu City's cash register. I can feel it in my bones. Then I looked up at the light-winged tree and frowned. Its coverage area was fine for the old, smaller turtle, but now with 5,000 square meters, the warm glow barely reached the residential zone. The trade district was getting zero tree benefits, like opening a shopping mall outside the air conditioning zone. I walked up and pressed my hand on the trunk. 6,000 energy points to upgrade to level 5? Ouch, but necessary. Yes, the tree shivered. The trunk thickened. The canopy exploded outward, golden light pouring from the leaves like liquid sunshine. The warm glow pushed out in rings, past the cafeteria, past the stone roads, past the vine-covered walls, and stopped right at the edge of the trade district. Level 5 light-wing tree. Coverage, 100 by 100 meters. Constant temperature inside. Crop growth boosted another 200%. And now it produces C-rank light fruits daily. Everyone in the residential area immediately noticed. Wait, why did it suddenly get comfortable? The tree got bigger. Boss upgraded again, didn't he? Su Xiaowan was the happiest person on the entire turtle. More growth coverage means better crops. She was practically vibrating. On my way back, I passed the training ground and spotted Wukong walking out with his spear over his shoulder like a tiny action hero. He'd been patrolling with the guard squads daily, killing plenty, but D-rank beasts were showing up more, and my level 3 monkey was starting to struggle. Time for an upgrade. 800 energy points. Done. Golden light burst from him. He didn't get bigger, still half a meter of compact monkey, but his fur got shinier, his eyes got sharper, and his arm muscles suddenly looked like they belonged on a bodybuilder's pet. Level 4 Celestial Eye Spirit Monkey. Better heart reading, massively improved dodging. He picked up his spear and casually did a fancy spin. The wind from the swing shattered a ceramic pot on a nearby shelf. I grinned. Pulled out my own spear. Come on, let's test it. Wukong tilted his head. Then he launched at me, spear aimed at my chest, at least 50% faster than before. I dodged, swung back. He one-hand vaulted off the ground, flipped over my strike, swept his tail for balance, and came right back at me. We went back and forth for a dozen exchanges, spear shafts clacking. His movement was so fluid now I could barely track him during dodges. I stopped. Good enough. His stats were around 100 points now. C rank, beast territory. Solid for the current stage. Would I upgrade more? Absolutely. But my energy points said no. Poverty strikes again. Wukong landed, threw his spear over his shoulder, and chirped smugly. Little show-off. Relax. When I can afford it, you're next in line. He hopped on my shoulder and chattered something that definitely meant, you better. Back in the meeting room, Little Orange was doing paperwork. She looked up when I walked in. Boss, I made 10 invitation cards already. When do we start advertising? Not yet. Huh, wrong timing. I sat down. I'll tell you when. She nodded but kept sneaking glances out the window toward the trading hall. I could practically see crystal symbols in her eyes. That girl loves money the way normal people love oxygen. She went ahead and listed the invitations on the trade channel anyway. Not as an advertisement, just putting them out there. Subtle. Sure, Little Orange. Very subtle. Everything was ready. The shops were built. The invitations existed. All I needed was the right moment. And then, like the universe was reading my business plan, the system notification dropped. Red glow across the sky. Event. Sea Beast Hunt. Kill sea beasts for points. Points exchange for treasure chests in the event shop. Sea beast numbers massively increased. Top 10 scorers get bonus rewards. Duration, 3 days. The chat channel went from doom and gloom to pure hype in about 4 seconds. Activity. We have an activity. Kill monsters, get chests. Say less. But there's going to be more sea beasts. I can barely handle what's here. Who cares? Kill everything. What quality chests, though? Players who were panicking 5 minutes ago suddenly had fire in their eyes. Activities mean resources. Resources mean survival. Everyone instantly forgot about the heat. I stood at the window watching the red glow fade, and I couldn't stop smiling. There it is. The east wind. 3 days of nonstop monster hunting. Every player in the server grinding themselves raw. And when the event ends, pockets stuffed with crystals and chests. Inventory bursting. Nowhere to spend it all. That's when Xuanwu City's doors open. That's when the invitations hit. Come to the turtle. Browse the armor. Eat the food. Buy the ice. Smell the noodles. Leave your wallet. Little Orange, she snapped to attention. 100 invitation cards. Ready by sunrise. She stood up like a soldier receiving orders. Consider it done. The sea beast hunt kicked off, and the ocean instantly turned into a nightmare aquarium. Glowing dots everywhere. So many it'd give a claustrophobic person a heart attack. F rank, E rank packed together like sardines. D rank sprinkled in way more than usual. Big Brother, Zhangfei go. Both guard squads launched off the walls onto patrol boats. Big Brother spread his wings and dive-bombed a D-rank beast from the sky, like the world's angriest bird. Turns out having a flying soldier is even more broken than I imagined. The speed, the angles, absolutely unfair. Zhangfei was slicing E-ranks in half, with silver sword energy, 2 at a time. Show-offs, both of them. I jumped down too. Walked on water, flicked out a water blade, and a whole row of F-rank beasts exploded into crystals and meat chunks. Like popping bubble wrap, but profitable. System notifications went berserk. F-rank kill, 1 point. E-rank, 5. D-rank, 30. Haven't found a C-rank yet, but if the math scales up, it'll be juicy. My score counter was spinning like a slot machine. The plan was simple. Kill everything that glows. And there was a lot of glowing. We slaughtered until dawn. The sky shifted from black to gray and the monster density finally thinned out a bit, but only a bit. My arms were sore. Wukong was sitting on the wall eating fruit with his fur looking like he'd been through a washing machine. The guard squads were dragging themselves back looking like zombies. Little Orange popped her head over the wall. Breakfast is ready, thank God. We climbed up and stumbled to the cafeteria. Xiaohe had hot bowls of acid noodles waiting, plus meat pancakes and soup. Bless that woman. I inhaled my food. Mid-bite, Zhao Laosi shouted from the watchtower. Boss, fleet approaching. I dropped my bowl and jogged to the wall. A fleet of a dozen plus ships heading our way. Mixed sizes, led by a Tier 4 mechanical sailboat. Too organized to be random drifters. Definitely a guild. I grabbed a telescope. Young guy standing at the front of the lead ship, also holding a telescope, pointing it right at me. We were basically telescope staring at each other like the world's most awkward long-distance eye contact. Then their fleet saw Xuanwu and panicked. The lead ship slammed the brakes so hard the boats behind nearly rear-ended it. People were running around on deck screaming. Sea beast. That's not a sea beast. Look at the top. What the heck is that? Buildings. There's buildings on it. And people. Is that a vehicle? They stopped dead. Dozen ships just floating there, too scared to come closer. The young leader put down his telescope, stared into space for about 10 seconds, picked it back up, looked again, and I could see his hands shaking from here. Can't blame him honestly. Xuanwu just casually raised its head to glance at them, and even that was enough to make people on the boats stumble backwards into each other. Then my private messages pinged. Lin Bei, sir? We found a massive platform thing in the danger zone. Is this you? Attached, a surprisingly decent telephoto picture of my Turtle City. This guy had my name pinned at the top of his contacts. Fan behavior. I replied, yes. 16 seconds of silence. Sir, is your vehicle alive? Xuanwu chose that exact moment to lift its head toward their fleet. Comedic timing, flawless. More panic on the boats. It's alive, even longer silence. Understood, sir. Sea drifter, was he? He came looking for trouble. Didn't work out. I barely had to do anything, honestly, right? Barely did anything. Just had my monkey one-shot his strongest fighters while my plants machine-gunned his crew. Casual. This was Lin Mo, second on the rankings. Runs the Soaring Pavilion Guild. Seemed reasonable from what I'd seen in chat. Good customer too. Offered decent prices when I sold engine blueprints before. His fleet was stuck in that awkward zone of too scared to approach, too curious to leave. Everyone on deck was gawking at Xuanwu like tourists at a zoo exhibit. Then it hit me. First customer. Right here. Right now. I opened the guild channel. Little Orange, bring me an invitation card. She sprinted up with a pale gold card. Xuanwu logo on the front, trading hall coordinates on the back. Beautiful. I sent Lin Mo a screenshot of the invitation's properties. Xuanwu City Trade District opens today. Want to come check it out? Instant reply. Xuanwu City? Trade District. Come see for yourself. Few seconds of silence. I could practically hear him debating whether I was going to rob him. But then he probably realized that if I wanted to rob him, his entire fleet couldn't stop me anyway. So what's the difference? Can I bring people? Sure. Their ships started slowly creeping forward. Lin Mo stood at the front looking like someone who'd been invited to dinner at Dracula's castle. Equal parts terrified and fascinated. His crew behind him was whispering things like, "It's so big," and "Is this real?" until he turned around and glared them into silence. Xuanwu held still. The trade district came into view for them. 4 buildings in a square, stone plaza in the middle, signs hanging above the doors. I stood on the wall above the commercial zone, watching them approach. The east wind had arrived. Customer number 1 was pulling into port. Time to make money. Lin Mo and his 2 vice captains stepped onto my trade district and immediately became 3 statues with open mouths. The fruit shop hit them first. Fresh fruits on stone shelves, still cold from the fridge, little wisps of cool air rising off them. Then the restaurant smell reached their noses. Freshly cooked acid noodles mixed with grilled meat aroma, just drifting through the air like an invisible sales team. Lin Mo sniffed. That smell. One of his vice captains was already drooling. Literally. Boss, how come this smells 10 times better than what we bought on the trade channel? I walked over from the trading hall. The stuff on the trade channel has been sitting around. This is made fresh. Obviously, it's different. I watched the light bulb turn on behind his eyes. Fresh food beats delivered food. Who knew? Besides literally everyone who's ever eaten at a restaurant. I gave them the full tour. Trading hall, restaurant, fruit shop, clothing store. Everything labeled, everything priced, everything displayed nice and neat. This is Xuanwu City's trade district. Everything has a set price. Buy what you need. Going forward, most of our good stuff sells here. The trade channel will only get basic items in limited quantities. Lin Mo caught on fast. You're training people to come here to shop. I didn't deny it. When players want the best stuff, Xuanwu City should be their first thought. He got it. Trade channel is just cold text and numbers. Here you can see the armor, smell the food, touch the ice. A bowl of noodles sitting in front of you steaming is worth 100 listings that say, noodles times 1. No comparison. Then his willpower collapsed. How much for the acid noodles? 5 E-rank crystals per bowl. 3 bowls. His vice captain's eyes lit up like Christmas. 3 bowls hit the table, and all 3 of them dove and face first. Slurping. 0 conversation. Just aggressive eating sounds. Halfway through, Lin Mo spotted fresh meat pies coming out of the kitchen window. How much for those? 3 F-rank crystals. 3. No. Wait. More. Then a vice captain noticed the menu. E-rank stir-fried vegetables. How much? 10 E-rank crystals. Give me 1 right now. A plate of glistening green with vegetables hit the table, garlic aroma punching everyone in the face. They ordered more noodles, more pies, another plate of vegetables. By the end, all 3 were leaning back in their chairs, rubbing their bellies like pregnant seals. Then they waddled into the trading hall. Lin Mo picked up a D-rank Xuanwu armor, turned it over and over, and his expression shifted from curiosity to, I need this immediately. 30 D-rank crystals. Expensive. But he looked at the stats, looked at his own garbage armor, and knew it was worth every crystal. Then he spotted the icy stone troughs in the corner, neat rows of transparent ice blocks, cold mist rising. One vice captain touched a block and yanked his hand back like he'd been burned, except the opposite. I see. 1 E-rank crystal per block. That's when it finally hit Lin Mo outside. 50+ degrees. Inside Xuanwu City, maybe 20. He'd been so busy gawking at buildings and food that he hadn't noticed he wasn't sweating. The temperature difference was literally 2 different planets. This place is insane, he muttered. Then he went full shopping spree. 10 ice blocks. 5 watermelons. That too. And that. And that. Little Orange pulled out her ledger at checkout. Total, 312 D-rank crystals, 13 C-rank crystals. Lin Mo paid without blinking. Where else was he going to find this stuff? Nowhere. That's where. I pulled out 20 invitation cards and handed them over. Xuanwu City is holding an auction in 3 days. These get you in. He took them, glanced at them, standard gold cards with the turtle logo. What's being auctioned? Mid-tier energy engine blueprint. His head snapped up so fast I thought his neck would break. That blueprint. The one every top player has been desperately searching for. The thing standing between them and Tier 5 vehicles. The holy grail that nobody on the entire server could find anywhere. And I just casually mentioned I'm auctioning one. 3 days. I'll be there. After he left, he apparently checked the invitation card's properties and discovered that each card is a one-use teleportation item. Direct transport to Xuanwu City's trade district. 10 hours on site, then teleport back. The man nearly had a stroke on his own deck. His vice captains leaned over to check. Also froze solid. Random teleport stones sell for dozens of E-rank crystals with no stock. Targeted teleport items go for C-rank crystals. And I just handed him 20 of them for free. I could practically hear his brain connecting the dots from here. Trade channel hooks players with limited stock. Creates scarcity. Invitation cards bring them physically to Xuanwu City. Once they're here, they see the goods, smell the food, feel the temperature difference, and spend 10 times more than they would from a text listing. The business loop. Closed. Perfectly sealed. Airtight. Lin Mo carefully stored each invitation card like they were love letters from his future wife. He distributed them to other top guild leaders. 3 to Changfeng, 2 to Baiminju, the rest scattered among other ranked players. Every card came with a warning. This thing teleports you. Don't lose it. One vice captain asked quietly. Boss, how many crystals are we bringing to the auction? Everything we have. He tucked his personal invitation card into his inner pocket. Mind already set on 2 priorities. Bid aggressively and eat another 3 bowls of noodles. Lin Mo figured out exactly what I was doing, and honestly, good for him. He knew I needed a guinea pig. Someone to walk onto the giant turtle, spend money, and come back alive so everyone else would stop being scared. And he just accepted the role. Respect. Use that man. He even decided to actively promote Xuanwu City to other players. His only complaint was that he'd probably be stuck as number 2 forever. He sighed to himself and muttered something about not being angry. Buddy, you're not number 2 because you're bad. You're number 2 because I'm ridiculous. There's a difference. Anyway, I had a trade district with 4 buildings, but no auction house. Can't host an auction in a fruit shop. That'd be weird. I found a spot next to the trading hall and raised walls from the ground. Nothing huge. Main hall on the first floor, rows of stone seats facing a display stage. The current player population doesn't need anything massive. Future expansion can wait. 5 buildings now. The plaza was getting a little crowded. Actually, the whole city was getting tight. More people, more production, more stuff, not enough space. Xuanwu needs another upgrade. Energy points are flowing in steadily, a few thousand per day, so it's just a matter of time. Once the turtle gets bigger, I've got plans. Oh, I've got plans. Then Xiaohe walked over carrying stone bottles filled with white liquid. Looked like coconut milk. Try this, boss. I took a sip expecting juice. Got something way better. Cool, smooth. That familiar light fruit sweetness, but lighter, and I could feel a tiny pulse of energy inside. Tiny for me, that is. For normal players, that pulse would be significant. What is this? Made from C-rank light fruit, she said, practically bouncing. Mixed with greenwood vegetable juice and a bit of ice water. Took me several tries to get it right. I checked the system info. Light potion, D-rank. Heals injuries and boosts constitution. How many bottles per fruit? 20. My business brain kicked into overdrive. One C-rank fruit sold whole has a price ceiling. Players can only afford so much for a single item. But split into 20 D-rank potions? Total value multiplied several times over. Plus, healing potions are more practical than raw stat fruit for most players, especially with beasts getting tougher and injuries getting more common. Xiaohe, your talent is even stronger than I expected. She let out a breath of relief. Can this go in the auction? Absolutely. Reserved spot. The auction lineup was forming in my head. Light potions, D-rank Xuanwu armor, mid-tier engine blueprint, plus a few surprise items. One event to blow up Xuanwu City's reputation and fund my next turtle upgrade. Efficiency. Word about the auction spread fast among the top players. Lin Mo distributed the invitations like I'd hoped. 3 to Changfeng, 2 to Baiminjiu, the rest to other ranked guild leaders. He made sure to mention the teleportation feature and the engine blueprint. Their reactions were predictable. Step 1, hesitation. Step 2, here, engine blueprint. Step 3, all hesitation evaporates instantly. Every single one of them was stuck at tier 4, desperate for that blueprint. Even if they knew the bidding war would be brutal, they had to try. And knowing my track record, last time they thought I only had one engine blueprint, and I pulled out several, they were probably hoping I'd do it again. Still, they were nervous about Xuanwu City itself. New place, never been there, giant living turtle. Is it safe? Even after Lin Mo vouched for it, some of them had doubts. So they messaged me directly. Changfeng went first. Is this auction real? Real. 3 days. Bring your invitation. Engine blueprint plus other goodies. What is Xuanwu City exactly? No offense, but concerns. I appreciated the honesty. These are future VIP customers. Patience is an investment. A commercial city. Whatever you need, buy it here. Few seconds of silence. Then, you're not going to lure us all in and wipe us out, right? I laughed out loud. If I wanted to fight you, I wouldn't need to go through this much trouble. Long pause. Then, fair point. You could absolutely destroy us anytime you wanted. Uncomfortable truth, but truth nonetheless. Baiminji sent similar questions. I gave everyone the same pitch. Xuanwu City is a marketplace. Fair prices. No tricks. No ambushes. Premium goods, food, and special items all sold here going forward. The trade channel will scale down to basic stuff for regular players. The real shopping happens at Xuanwu City. Their last bits of worry melted away. The logic was simple. If I wanted to rob them, I didn't need an invitation card to do it. And what would I even steal? Their gear was worse than mine. Their vehicles were smaller. Their stats were lower. What could I possibly want from them besides their crystals, which they were going to hand over voluntarily at the auction anyway? Changfeng, all right. See you in 3 days. Baiminjiu, count me in, one by one. They all committed. The reasoning that finally pushed them over the edge was beautifully simple. If they don't go and their rivals do, that's the real loss. Fear of missing out beats fear of giant turtles every time. Afternoon hit, and the thermometer said 60 degrees. 60. The ocean was basically a giant pot of boiling soup, and every player was the lobster. Chat channel went quiet. Not peaceful quiet. Too exhausted to complain, quiet. People who'd been cursing the system for days didn't even have the energy to type anymore. Player count was dropping. Refresh, a few less. Refresh again, more gone. Started phase 2 at 90,000. Already below 85,000. The system doesn't care about your feelings. Can't survive? You're out. Permanently. I closed the panel and frowned. These dying players are my customers. Every person who drops off is a wallet that stops buying water, food, and F-rank gear. The big guild leaders spend big, sure, but the bulk of my daily income? Regular players. Nickels and dimes that stack into mountains. What beats heat? Ice, obviously. Little Orange, how much ice do we have? Been ready for days. She was practically vibrating. Cold storage has dozens of square meters of ice blocks. Haven't sold any yet. Cut them into 1-liter portions. List them all. Price? I thought about it. 5 F-rank crystals per portion. Limit 1 per person per day? She paused. That's really cheap. Not everyone is rich like Lin Mo. We play the long game. Then I put on my best cold businessman face and added, keep them alive so we can keep taking their crystals. I tried so hard to look ruthless. Pretty sure I failed. Little Orange went to work. Ice hit the market, and the chat channel exploded like someone threw a grenade into a library. Ice? Lin Bei is selling ice. 5 F-rank crystals? I can afford that. 1 per person limit? Good. Otherwise the guilds would vacuum it all up. Players who were literally about to die from heatstroke slammed that buy button. They'd get the ice, carefully rub it on themselves for a second, then shove it back into storage to preserve it as long as possible, treating each ice block like it was made of diamonds. I'm saved. I thought today was my last day. Thank you, Lin Bei. You're a lifesaver. Gratitude messages flooding in nonstop. I stood on the wall watching them scroll by. Didn't say anything, but my mouth may have curved upward slightly. Just a little. Little Orange pressed an ice block to her own face and mumbled, "Boss, are we being too nice?" I rubbed my chin. Yeah, we might not be evil enough. I kept the price, though. The top guild leaders noticed, too. Chang Feng privately messaged by Minju. Lin Bei says he's just doing business. Looks like he means it. Their trust in Xuanwu City went up another notch. They all admitted that if they had this much ice during a heat wave, they'd charge 10 times more. My reputation peaked. And naturally, that's when the trolls crawled out. Lin Bei, if you have this much ice, why not give it away free? Yeah, you've earned so many crystals. Already, can't spare some ice? A real big shot would be generous. Those messages existed for approximately 4 seconds before the entire chat channel descended upon them like an angry mob. Are you insane? Free? Why don't you give away your stuff for free? 5 F-rank crystals, and you're complaining. These people are actual brain damage. Ignore them. Lin Bei, don't listen to them. We support you. Players were genuinely terrified I'd get angry and stop selling or raise prices. Their protective instinct over my ice supply was kind of touching. I didn't respond. Just silently blocked those people. Little Orange was fuming beside me. Those people are awful. You're selling so cheap and they call you greedy. Just block them, she huffed. I think you're a good person. Then she stomped back to the cold storage and rallied a whole crew to cut more ice. Angry productivity is still productivity. End of day numbers. Over 2,000 ice portions sold. 5 F-rank crystals each. Sounds small per unit. But 2,000 times 5? That's over 10,000 F-rank crystals. Converted to energy points, solidly past 10,000. Little Orange hugged her ledger. Eyes curved into happy crescents. Boss, ice alone earned over 10,000 energy points today. Tomorrow will be the same. At this rate, 100,000 points is just a few days away. I looked out at the ocean. The Beast Hunt event was still running, but the waters around us were getting sparse. Not because the event was ending, because I'd killed too many. This zone was basically hunted clean. My score had passed 5,000. C-rank beasts give 100 points each, but they're rare. Most of my score came from grinding D and E ranks. Deeper. I patted Xuanwu's head. Low rumble. Course change. Into the deeper danger zone. But first, upgrade time. Wukong. 8,000 energy points to hit level 5. Do it. Golden light burst from him. Same half-meter body. This monkey refuses to grow taller, but shinier fur, sharper eyes, muscles that actually looked muscular now. His stats jumped to around 200. That's casually beating C-rank beast's territory. possibly even scratching B rank. He grabbed his spear, did a fancy spin, and the wind pressure split a stone block in half. Show off. But an impressive show off. Still hasn't grown a single centimeter though. I genuinely don't understand the biology here. Next, thorn vines. 5,000 energy points to level 5. Deep green light erupted along the walls. The main vine went from wrist thick to calf thick. Then it started growing like crazy, wrapping around the entire city wall perimeter. Within minutes, every inch of wall was covered again. Full coverage restored. The vine sent me a faint feeling of satisfaction, like a cat that finally found its favorite sunny spot. New abilities. Seeds can now knock back C-rank beasts, and the vines can actively reach out and grab anything that gets close to the walls. My city now has automated defense tentacles. Beautiful. I patted the vine. We're heading deeper. You'll have plenty of work. The vine wiggled. I'm choosing to interpret that as a nod. No more upgrades for now. Energy reserves need to recover. The other beasts can wait their turn. Still poor. Always poor. The turtle economy never sleeps, but neither does my expense list. Day 2 of the beast hunt. I stood on Xuanwu's head looking ahead and grinned. The deeper we went, the more the ocean glowed with monster dots. D-rank beasts were way more common now, and I could even spot C-ranks lurking around. Perfect spot. I jumped down onto the water and started slicing. Water blade goes whoosh, row of beasts goes dead. Wukong was right behind me. Spear work so precise he was nailing D-rank beasts through the skull the second they poked their heads up. Zhang Fei and Big Brother had leveled up fast too. Regular D-ranks were getting one-shot like tutorial enemies. My score was climbing like a rocket. Then at noon, the system dropped a surprise. The points shop was open. Already? I thought we'd have to wait until the event ended. I checked the exchange list. Black iron chest, 100 points. Bronze, 800. Silver, 3,000. Gold, 10,000. I looked at my score. 12,000 and climbing because my crew was still killing stuff around me while I shopped. 1 gold, please. Score dropped by 10,000. Golden chest appeared in my hands. Beautiful. Shiny. Irresistible. Little orange, get over here. She materialized on the wall in record time, saw the gold chest, and her eyes went full spotlight mode. Another gold one, hand rubbing. Deep breath. Pop golden light everywhere. Item 1, 20 C-rank crystals, random attributes. Standard treasure at this point. Item 2, C-rank custom blueprint. Like my earlier exclusive set, but just one card. Pick any C-rank equipment to design. I didn't hesitate for a single second. C-rank Xuanwu armor. Done. The blueprint appeared with a terrifying materials list, including something called mithril ingots. I remember digging up mithril ore from that island, but my furnaces can't smelt it yet. I patted Little Orange's head. I had a feeling the right furnace blueprint would show up soon. Lucky Goddess, do your thing. Item 3, D-rank seed pack. Water spirit rice, sky rose tomatoes, flame fire watermelons. 10 of each. My farming heart sang. Item 4, talent upgrade stone. My farming master needs 2 stones to go from level 3 to 4, and I only had 1. So this stone wasn't for me. Little Orange, catch. I tossed it to her. She crushed it without hesitating. Her Lucky Goddess talent went to level 2. Effect, greatly improved probability of high-quality items from chests. No specific numbers. No percentages. Just greatly improved. Because apparently luck-based talents are too cool for math. She clapped her hands and grinned. I have no idea how much better it got, but it's definitely better. That's the most Little Orange sentence ever spoken. I distributed the loot. Blueprints to Da Zhuang, seeds to Su Xiaowan. Both of them lit up like kids on Christmas. Plant everything under the light-wing tree on the premium soil. Now, with the tree at level 5, growth speed was insane. These D-rank crops would be ready before I knew it. Back to killing. My goal was simple. At least 2 or 3 more gold chests before the event ends. Black iron and bronze. Beneath me. Silver? Meh. Gold or nothing. Would have gone higher, but the exchange list didn't have anything above gold. Disappointing. I would have saved up for a platinum or diamond or whatever just to taste the rainbow. Rest. Sleep. Kill more. Xuanwu kept pushing deeper. The further in, the tougher the beasts. Afternoon brought 2 C-rank monsters. Big Brother and Zhang Fei tag-teamed one to death. Wukong soloed the other. Score kept climbing. These 2 days were actually peaceful in a weird way. Nothing dramatic. Just nonstop killing. Wake up, murder sea creatures. Eat, murder more, sleep, repeat. The chat channel was quiet too. Everyone grinding hard to squeeze out maximum points before the event clock ran out. Player count was still dropping from the heat, but slower now. My ice blocks were keeping people alive. My profit was keeping people alive. Philanthropy through capitalism. Then Little Orange came to find me with someone's message. Boss, a player wants to trade something. She showed me the chat. Some random player had a pet egg, a mining beast egg, and wanted food and water for it. My eyes went wide. Pet eggs are my absolute favorite thing. They're rare. Almost nobody sells them. And this one produces mining beasts. Rare or is exactly what Xuanwu City needs for high-grade equipment. The player asked for 10 portions of water, 10 portions of meat, 5 portions of vegetables. That's it. That's his big ask. That's like pocket change for me. Give him triple. 30 water, 30 meat, 15 vegetables. The player went silent for several seconds. Sir, are you serious? I sent the trade request. He accepted, then sent 5 consecutive, thank you, messages. This is what reputation does. Players with good stuff don't go to the trade channel for competitive bidding. They come to me first because they know I pay fair. I'm the trusted buyer. The Costco of the ocean. A pitch-black egg appeared in Little Orange's hands. I took it. Hatching time, 12 hours. I haven't contracted a new beast in a while, and I'm pretty picky now. No random additions. Every beast needs a clear purpose. A mining beast? That's purpose. I cradled the egg and stroked it gently. Come out soon, little one. Daddy's going to take such good care of you. My face apparently looked so creepy that Wukong took one look at me and ran away in disgust. Fair. I checked the time. Noon, day 2. Temperature, 67 degrees. Hotter than yesterday. Ice sales were booming even harder. Time to start preparing for the auction. This event needs to be perfect. Xuanwu City's grand debut as a commercial powerhouse starts with this one night. I'm going to empty every guild leader's wallet, and they're going to thank me for it. Auction scheduled for day 3, noon. I told Little Orange to notify all the guild leaders. But before separating them from their crystals, I planned to feed them first. A full stomach makes for a generous bidder. That's not manipulation, that's hospitality. Time flies when you're running a turtle empire. 10 days ago, every minute felt like torture. Now I blink and a whole day's gone. Morning of day 3. Just finished washing up when Xiaohe walked in carrying a tray of white, puffy, steaming little pillows. My brain time traveled. I was back in the modern world. Breakfast stall. Morning rush. Are those? Bowsy? She set the tray down, flour still on her hands. Took me days to figure out. Xiaomian and I spent forever working out how to ferment the dough. Finally got it last night. Beast meat and green with vegetable filling, seasoned with salt and chili powder. I grabbed one. Bit into it. The bun was soft and fluffy, meat juice soaking into the dough, oil and flavor exploding in my mouth. I inhaled it in 3 bites and grabbed another. Xiaohe, this is legendary. Her face bloomed into the happiest smile. I told her to send some to the staff cafeteria and make a huge batch for the guests arriving at noon. After breakfast, I'd earned enough hunt points for 2 more gold chests. 20,000 points, gone. Score empty again. Worth it. Little Orange, she ran in, saw 2 gold chests, and her morning sleepiness evaporated like water on a hot pan. 2, open them. First chest, 2 mid-tier engine blueprints, 15 C-rank crystals, 20 iron plates. With the 2 I already had, that's 4 engine blueprints total for the auction. Every top guild leader is going to fight to the death over these. Beautiful. Second chest. The light faded, and sitting at the bottom was a dark red blueprint. Rare high-temperature furnace. C-rank. Can smelt mithril, ore, and produce advanced materials. I stared at it. Then I stared at Little Orange. Then I stared at the blueprint again. Remember when I patted her head earlier and thought, the right furnace will show up soon? It showed up. The very next chest. This girl's luck doesn't just bend probability. It takes probability behind the shed and beats it unconscious. Materials needed: stone, iron, copper, iron plates, and 10 C-rank fire attribute crystals, which also came out of the same chest. The chest provided its own construction materials. I can't even be shocked anymore. This is just Tuesday with Little Orange. I grabbed the blueprint and sprinted to Dajuan's workshop. He was squatting by the anvil, sweating, having just finished a D-rank armor set. Zhang Lili was enchanting a spear nearby. Dazhuang, stop everything. He looked up. I held out the blueprint. C-rank furnace. We can make C-rank Xuanwu armor now. His hands started trembling. For a blacksmith, getting access to higher-tier forging is like a chef getting a Michelin star. Pure emotional overload. I built the furnace right next to the workshop. Fire surged from the ground, and a massive new furnace rose up, twice the size of the old ones. Dark red interior, flame patterns carved around the mouth, radiating heat waves you could feel from 10 feet away. Dazhuang couldn't wait. He shoved a mithril or chunk into the furnace immediately. The ore softened, melted, impurities burned off as black smoke. For a minute, it seemed like the heat wasn't quite enough. The process was struggling, but then a stream of silver-white liquid poured from the output, cooling into a gleaming metallic ingot. Mithril ingot. Number 1. Yes. Dazhuang held it up, weighed it in his hand. Heavier than iron, harder than copper, with a shimmering surface that seemed to flow like liquid light. I noticed the furnace had struggled a bit, though. The fuel was still basic wood. Too low-grade for this level of smelting. Need better fuel eventually. Problem for later. Smelt all the mithril. Once you've got 5 ingots, start on C-rank Xuanwu armor. And don't sell any. Our people first. Dazhuang thumped his chest. On it, C-rank gear stays in-house. Light fruits stay in-house. We eat the good stuff first. The customers get whatever's left. Back in the meeting room, I finalized the auction catalog. Engine blueprints. For total. Auctioned separately, one at a time. Maximum bidding war per blueprint. Each guild leader watching the others spend, getting more desperate with each round. Psychological warfare through patience. D-rank, Xuanwu armor. 20 sets, sold individually. Light potions. 100 bottles, bundled into 10 lots of 10. Everything priced in crystals. This auction needs to fund my next Xuanwu upgrade. Every crystal counts. Regular stuff, ice, basic food, standard gear, goes in the shops at fixed prices. Let the guests browse and impulse buy. Guild leaders started messaging me asking about details. I confirmed everything and left them with one instruction. Don't eat too much before you come. Changfeng. Why not? You'll find out. Only Lin Mo, who'd already visited, understood. The rest were confused. Good. Suspense sells. I headed back to the walls. Hunt event still running. One more gold chest to squeeze out before it ends. Xuanwu pushed deeper. C-rank beasts appeared way more frequently now, and I was harvesting crystals, meat, and hides like a one-man industrial operation. Then the ocean bulged. The water in front of us pushed outward in every direction. A massive dome rising from the deep, like a small mountain climbing out of the seafloor. A low roar rumbled up through the water, the kind that makes your chest tight and your instincts scream. Something big was coming up. A huge silhouette appeared beneath the surface, still rising. I stood on the wall, staring down at it. Couldn't see it clearly yet, but I could feel the pressure. Whatever this was, it was strong. Finally, the big fish shows up. The ocean turned ink black. Couldn't see the bottom anymore. The kind of water that looks like it's hiding secrets and monsters, and probably both. Then the surface bulged upward like something was trying to punch through from below. A massive head broke through first, then a body the size of a building. 15 meters of absolute nightmare fuel, roaring so loud the ocean itself was vibrating. Every other sea beast in the area, gone. Fled. Scattered like cockroaches when you turn the lights on. Even monsters have a survival instinct. B-rank sea beast. Abyssal giant armored beast. I looked at it from the wall and felt something I hadn't felt in a while. Excitement. Nobody touched this one. I jumped down onto the water and walked toward it. Just a casual stroll across the ocean toward a building-sized killing machine. Normal Tuesday activities. Apparently some random guild's fleet was parked nearby, watching. They'd been hunting small fry when this thing showed up and were about to flee. Then they noticed Xuanwu. Then they noticed me, casually approaching the monster like I was going to ask it for directions. I formed a water blade, longer and thinner than usual, and went to work. The beast slammed its giant paw down. Crater in the ocean. I sidestepped and sliced its foreleg open, half a meter deep. It screamed, whipped its tail, threw up a 3-meter wave. My stats made every hit count. I built water stairs under my feet, launched myself onto its back, and drove my blade straight down. The fight went on for 20 minutes. By the end, Its armor was cracked in multiple places, and it was covered in wounds. The killing blow came when it lunged to bite me. I dodged sideways and jammed my water blade through the gap behind its eye socket, right into the joint. It froze. Then it fell. B-rank kill. Water attribute crystal, 10 armor shell pieces, 20 hides, 500 pieces of meat. I could feed the city for a week on beast steak alone. Server announcement, naturally. Congratulations to player Lin Bei, first B-rank beast kill. Reward, platinum treasure chest. Chat channel went predictably insane. There he is. I knew it. The daily Lin Bei announcement. I was wondering why the last 2 days felt weird. No server-wide notification from Lin Bei. We're struggling to kill E-ranks, and this man just soloed a B-rank. Meanwhile, those guild players watching from their boats had their jaws on the floor. So this is Lin Bei's power. One vice-captain almost dropped his weapon into the ocean. Someone else muttered, if I was that strong, I'd be even more arrogant than him. Nobody disagreed. I hauled the loot back to Xuanwu. Da Zhuang heard, B-rank materials, and sprinted from the forge like the building was on fire. He picked up an armored shell piece, turned it over and over, stroked the hide, eyes unblinking. Boss, can I study these? First time he'd ever asked for something for himself. Of course I said yes. This is my future world-class blacksmith. Investment in his growth is investment in the city. Use whatever you want. Don't worry about waste. He froze, then nodded so hard I thought his neck would snap, grabbed the materials and ran back to the forge at full speed. Now, the platinum chest. Silver-white surface, different from anything I'd opened before. Little orange, I yelled toward the Highland. Her figure appeared instantly, racing down the stairs like the building was giving away free food. She cracked it open. 20 B-rank crystals. 20. A C-rank forging station blueprint. Major upgrade for our workshop. And the big one, an advanced energy engine blueprint. The next tier above what everyone's desperate for. Materials needed include mithril ingots and alloy plates. Way too advanced for current players, but when they eventually catch up, this blueprint will be worth a kingdom. I pocketed the blueprints. Not selling these yet. The player base isn't ready. When their resources grow and demand peaks, that's when I pull these out. Maximum profit requires maximum patience. I tested absorbing a B-rank crystal. 500 energy points from one crystal. That's 5 C-ranks worth. Incredibly efficient, but B-rank beasts are too rare to farm. I stored the B and C-rank crystals as strategic reserves. Lower-grade crystals from daily income should be plenty for the next Xuanwu upgrade. 11 o'clock. 1 hour before the auction. Zhao Laosi shouted from the watchtower. Boss. The guild leaders are here. I walked up to the wall and looked down at the trade district plaza. Pale golden flashes of light were popping up one after another. Teleportation arrivals. The invitation cards worked perfectly. Chong Feng appeared first, stumbled slightly on the stone road, and immediately started gawking in every direction like a tourist who'd accidentally walked into the future. Bai Minjiu materialized right behind him, almost crashed into his back. Then more flashes, one guild leader after another. Basically, every top 10 guild was represented. My eyes lit up. Look at all these walking wallets. I mean, honored guests. Chong Feng looked at the ground, then at the buildings, then back at the ground. Deep breath. This place, the trade district alone, was almost the size of their entire Tier 4 vehicles. Just the shopping area. Lin Mo described it. But standing here is completely different, Bai Minjiu said. Inhaling like the air itself was worth crystals. Lin Mo arrived too, way calmer than the others since he'd been here before. But his eyes kept drifting toward the restaurant. That man was still haunted by the memory of acid noodles. I could see him mentally calculating how many bowls he could eat before the auction started. The other leaders were scanning the shops, eyeing the merchandise through the windows, noticing the wall that separated the trade zone from the rest of the city. They could see there was more behind that wall. Much more. And they couldn't access it. Curiosity was eating them alive. I walked down from the wall into the plaza. Every pair of eyes snapped to me. I looked at this collection of the server's most powerful guild leaders. Nervous, excited, hungry, overwhelmed, and smiled. Welcome to Xuanwu City. Let me treat you all to lunch first. I led the guild leaders into the restaurant. Xiaohe had the table loaded. 7 or 8 dishes, steam rising, smell attacking everyone's nostrils from every direction. I turned around and gave them the menu rundown like a fancy waiter. Today's lunch: stir-fried C-rank emerald vegetables, braised C-rank beast meat, spicy D-rank shredded potatoes. Rice is D-rank blood rice, unlimited refills. Chongfeng's throat bobbed. Bai Mingyu was staring at the braised meat, glossy, sauce thick and dark, already swallowing spit. You could see their brains trying to process that this food actually exists right now. Lin Mo was already seated. While the other leaders were doing that polite, "Know you first" dance, he had his bowl in hand and his chopsticks buried in the braised meat, extracting the single largest piece. This man had been here before. He knew the rules: hesitate and you starve. He ate silently and aggressively. No words, just consumption. Chong Feng was mid-courtesy sentence when he glanced over and saw Lin Mo on his third piece of meat. Mouth snapped shut, chair pulled, seated, chopsticks deployed. Every remaining shred of politeness evaporated. Multiple chopsticks hit the dishes simultaneously like a synchronized assault. Bai Mingyu ate the fastest. Demolished a bowl of rice in seconds. Reached for the rice pot for a refill. Empty. Waiter. More rice. Xiaohe emerged from the kitchen with a fresh pot. Bless her. She probably anticipated this. Chong Feng, mouth stuffed, managed to mumble, "You guys eat like this normally?" Dazhuang happened to walk past the door, poked his head in, and said, "In your dreams. Today's a special spread the boss prepared just for you." Several minutes later, every plate clean. Not a grain of rice survived. Chong Feng leaned back, looked at his belly, looked at the empty plates, and had the decency to look slightly embarrassed. Bai Mingyu was still scanning the table, making absolutely sure nothing edible remained before putting his chopsticks down. Lin Mo had learned from his last visit and paced himself perfectly, finished everything, drank water, done. Smart man. Full stomach means bidding energy for the afternoon. I surveyed the wreckage. Everyone satisfied? Very. Chong Feng nodded rapidly. Want more dishes? His mouth opened. He clearly wanted to say yes. Then Bai Mingyu kicked him under the table, and he choked the word back. No, we're good. Let's do the auction. Auction first, I smiled. Auction starts in an hour. Feel free to explore. They stumbled out of the restaurant, finally taking a proper look around the trade district. Then the city gate opened and Zhang Fei walked through with Guard Squad 2 on patrol. Zhang Fei in front. C-rank Xuanwu armor on his body, glowing with faint silver light. His squad behind him, all wearing D-rank Xuanwu armor, enchanted swords on their hips, eyes forward, walking like they owned the place. Every guild leader froze. D-rank armor? The patrol guards wear D-rank. Chong Feng looked down at his own armor. Also D-rank. Also the most expensive thing he owned. His guild had 2 sets total, and they only brought them out for serious fights. Xuanwu City's security guards wore them like uniforms. For walking around. Then Bai Mingyu stepped closer and studied Zhang Fei's armor more carefully. Different color. Different shine. More complex patterns. His head whipped toward me. That's C-rank? I nodded. C-rank Xuanwu armor. Upgraded version of the D-rank you can buy. Lin Mo looked like he was about to drool on himself. Can we buy the C-rank? Everyone leaned forward with desperate hope in their eyes. Not for sale. For now. Multiple faces fell simultaneously. Chong Feng sighed. Nobody argued. What could they say? Their entire guilds hadn't assembled full D-rank sets yet, and my patrol guys were casually wearing C-rank like it was casual Friday. The gap between us had never felt wider. Coming to Xuanwu City was like visiting someone's mansion while you still live in a cardboard box. Educational and depressing. Then the acid noodle smell drifted out of the restaurant. These people had just eaten a massive lunch. They should not be hungry. But that smell doesn't care about logic. Lin Mo was already walking back with 2 bowls, one for himself, one he placed on a nearby table for nobody in particular, guarding it with his life. Chong Feng cracked. 2 bowls of noodles. Bai Mingyu headed for the fruit shop. 2 frozen watermelons. The shopping frenzy began. Ice blocks, grilled meat, fruit, gear, prepared meals. They were buying everything. Some for themselves, some for guild members back home. But they kept enough crystals for the main event. Engine blueprints were the star of the show. 5 minutes to noon, auction house doors opened. Everyone abandoned their shopping bags and rushed to their seats. Stone chairs facing the stage. Stone table on the platform. I walked up. No speeches. No build-up. Let's warm up. I placed a blueprint on the table. Pale gold, faintly glowing, intricate patterns. First item, mid-tier energy engine blueprint. Starting bid, 20 C-rank crystals. Minimum raise, 5. Then I dropped the exchange rates. 11 F-rank crystals equals 1 E-rank. 5 E-rank equals 1 D-rank. 5 D-rank equals 1 C-rank. I watched their faces shift from tense to delighted. These guys run big guilds with hundreds of members killing low-level beasts all day. They're swimming in low-rank crystals that they thought were basically worthless. Now I just told them those crystals have purchasing power here. For me, crystal rank doesn't matter. Quantity matters. Every crystal is energy points. An F rank is 1 point. A million F ranks is a million points. Math doesn't discriminate. The gratitude in their eyes was almost comical. Lin Bei, so thoughtful. So generous. No, I just want all your crystals. Every single one. 100 D rank. 150. 200. The bidding war ignited instantly. For these guys, an engine blueprint was worth more than any pile of crystals. It was the key to Tier 5 vehicles. The key to survival. The key to not being embarrassingly far behind me forever. And I had 4 of these blueprints to sell today. Let the auction begin. I stood on the auction stage watching these guild leaders throw crystals at each other like it was a food fight at a rich kid's school. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. First engine blueprint went to Qin Zhan, ranked 5th on the leaderboard. Final bid, for 110 D-rank crystals. That's 82 C-rank equivalent. Way above what I expected. These guys are loaded. I've been underestimating their wallets this whole time. The losers slumped in their chairs looking like their dog just died. Except Lin Mo and Bai Minjiu. Those two didn't bid at all. They just sat there smirking at each other. They'd dealt with me before. They were gambling that I had more than one blueprint. Smart boys. Next up, light potions. 10 sets, 5 C-rank crystals, starting price each. Healing potions sell themselves, especially D-rank ones that nobody else on the server can produce. All 10 sets gone in minutes, averaging 10 C-rank crystals each. Quick math. 1 light fruit becomes 20 potions, split into groups. Total value multiplied several times over. Drug dealing. Pharmaceutical sales, is clearly the right business model. Then I casually pulled out another engine blueprint. The guy who just bought the first one nearly popped a blood vessel. Everyone else went from funeral sad to lottery winner happy in half a second. Lin Mo and Bai Minjiu exchanged another knowing look. Called it. Second blueprint sold. Then I pulled out a third. Excitement. Then a fourth. By now people were emotionally numb. Chong Feng shouted from his seat. "Do you have more? Just dump them all out. Our hearts can't take this." I laughed. That's really all of them this time. For blueprints went to the top 4 players below me on the rankings. Makes sense. Highest ranked, most resources, deepest pockets. Total haul from the auction obliterated my expectations. These walking ATMs had delivered beautifully. Everyone left happy. Blueprint buyers were ecstatic. Even the ones who missed out got potions and other stuff. But the biggest win for all of them? They now had a reliable source for high-tier resources. A permanent shopping channel. They didn't need to compete with me. They needed to compete with the world, and Xuanwu City was their armory. After the auction, I handed out stacks of invitation cards. Multiple per person. Come back anytime. Shops are always open. When I get more good stuff, there'll be another auction. They took those cards like sacred relics. Then they went on another shopping spree. Fruit, ice, resources, supplies. Everyone buying as much as their remaining crystals allowed. Nobody left empty-handed. Several left empty wallet. Chong Feng paused at the gate on his way out, looked back at the trade district, and said, "I'm coming back just for the food, even if I don't buy anything." Every other leader nodded. Nobody argued. Can't argue with C-rank braised meat. I handed the rest of the customer service duties to Zhang Fei and headed to the Highland. My backpack was bursting with crystals, and I was practically vibrating with anticipation. Third floor. Dumped everything on the ground. A mountain of crystals in every color imaginable. Purple, blue, pale blue, glittering like a dragon's hoard. Hand on the pile. Absorb. Energy streamed in like a waterfall. For 1,100, 8,230, 15,600. Final count. 123,321 energy points. 123,000. I've never been this rich. Tier 6 costs 100,000, and I had 23,000 left over. I felt like a kid who just found out his piggy bank could buy a car. I'm rich. I don't even know how to spend it all. This is the best problem I've ever had. Meanwhile, the guild leaders teleported home and immediately lost their minds. Materials. All of them. Now upgrade. Upgrade right now. 4 Tier 5 vehicles appeared on the leaderboard simultaneously. Chong Feng, Lin Mo, and 2 others, all upgraded in the same instant. The chat channel caught it within seconds. What? For new Tier 5s at once. Wasn't Lin Bei the only 5? What happened? Did they all hack simultaneously? Someone who knew the story explained everything. Lin Bei held an auction on his Turtle City. Sold engine blueprints. The buyers upgraded immediately. Then they described Xuanwu City in detail, so vivid you'd think they'd been there personally. Shops, restaurants, an auction house, D-rank gear on shelves, C-rank equipment on guards, food made from ingredients most players had never even seen. Chat went silent for exactly 3 seconds, then detonated. A city? On a turtle? With teleportation, how do I get an invitation? I have crystals. I want TO visit. Perfect timing. The marketing campaign had run itself. For simultaneous upgrades was a better advertisement than anything I could have written. I had little orange list invitation cards on the trade channel. 1 F-rank crystal each. 1 per person. 50 available. On sale tomorrow at 6 a.m. Why 6 a.m.? Because I had something to do before then. Upgrade Xuanwu. I was about to start planning when something nudged my leg. I looked down. A round, black and white fur ball was head-butting my shin. Stubby little legs. Pudgy body. Looked like a baby bear crossed with a soccer ball, making weird little chirping sounds unlike any animal I'd ever heard. The mining beast egg had hatched. I looked down at the little fur ball rubbing against my leg and squinted. Is that a panda? I squatted and poked its head. It grabbed my finger with both paws and chirped. Yep, that's a panda. A panda called a mining beast. Sure. Why not? Nothing makes sense anymore. System asked if I wanted to contract it. Obviously yes. Contract complete. Official name, Iron-Eating Beast. But let's be real, it's a panda. A panda. Ability, Lord of Mineral Veins. Every 5 days, it can create a new mineral deposit. Type and quality scale with its level. Every 5 days, a new mine. Need mithril? Panda. Need alloy materials? Panda. Need rare metals for C-rank gear? Panda. My entire resource problem just got solved by a chubby black and white ball that's currently chewing my shoelace. I upgraded it immediately. Level 1 to 2, 80 points. Done. Level 2 to 3, 300 points. Done. 3 to 4, 1,500. 4 to 5, 6,000. Done, done, done. Each upgrade it got a little bigger, a little fluffier, a little more adorable. By level 5 it was half my height, round as a basketball, with the most perfectly defined black and white fur pattern I'd ever seen. It could now generate up to C-rank mineral veins, with a chance at B-rank. Next upgrade costs 60,000 points. I checked my balance, still over 110,000. Tempting, but no. Xuanwu comes first. Always. The turtle is the foundation. Everything else waits in line. The panda celebrated its new power by chirping once and going right back to chewing my shoelace. Inspirational. Time for the main event. I posted in the guild channel. Everyone, Xuanwu is about to upgrade. It might get loud. Don't panic. Channel exploded immediately. Again, I knew the boss rushed back for something big. I'm ready. I'm so ready. Captains spread the word. Residents filed out of their houses. Veterans were grinning with anticipation. Newcomers looked nervous. Both reactions were appropriate. I stood on top of the highland, pressed my hand against the shell. Xuanwu. Upgrade. 100,000 energy points. Gone. The shell started shaking. Not regular shaking. Earthquake shaking. The kind that makes you question whether the turtle is upgrading or exploding. The shell expanded outward. 5,000 square meters. 8,000. 10,000. Xuanwu let out a roar. An actual, legitimate, terrifying roar. My gentle, giant turtle, who usually sounds like a sleepy whale, just screamed loud enough to send every sea beast in a 10-mile radius fleeing for their lives. Even C-rank monsters turned tail and ran. 15,000 square meters. 20,000. 25,000. 30,000. 40 minutes of earthquake. 40 minutes of light show, blue, yellow, green energy cracking through the shell like lightning. 40 minutes of the ocean itself trembling. Then it stopped. I stood on the new Xuanwu and looked around. 30,000 square meters. I couldn't see from one end to the other anymore. This wasn't a turtle. This was a continent. Tier 6 vehicle, North Sea heaven-ruling turtle. Water and earth abilities, massively enhanced. Shell defense, massively upgraded. New unlock, Tier 6 workbench. Next upgrade, 500,000 energy points. Then the contract feedback hit me. Constitution, 1010. Speed, 1005. Strength, 1015. I broke 1,000. In all stats, my body was being rebuilt from the inside out. Muscles, bones, blood, everything restructured. I clenched my fist. My body felt light. Really light. Like gravity had filed for divorce. I pushed off the ground out of instinct. And I flew. Just floated. Straight up. Into the air. Looking down at my own feet dangling above the turtle. What? System notification. Player Lin Bei's attributes have exceeded 1,000. First stage ability unlocked. Sky control. Free flight enabled. I can fly. Flying. The thing humans have wanted since the beginning of time. And I just unlocked it. Like a video game perk. Congratulations, your stats are high enough. Here's flight. I hovered there for a few seconds processing this. Then I flew forward. Then backward. Then I did a somersault in midair because why not? The feeling, moving in any direction just by thinking about it, was better than anything I'd ever experienced. Better than driving. Better than swimming. Better than the first bite of Xiao He's braised meat. Okay, maybe not that last one. Close though. I zoomed around Xuanwu City like a kid with a new toy, doing laps above the walls, diving between buildings, swooping over the farmland. Below me, every resident had their heads tilted up watching their mayor fly around like a caffeinated superhero. Little Orange was on the second tier of the highland, neck craned back, screaming, "Boss, you're flying. You're actually flying." The other residents barely reacted. Their attitude was basically, "Oh, the boss can fly now." Yeah, that tracks. If I told them I could breathe fire, they'd probably just nod and ask if dinner was ready. The faith these people have in me is both flattering and slightly concerning. I flew up to the wall perimeter and looked down at my empire. 30,000 square meters of turtleback civilization. Highland, farms, livestock, housing, trade district, everything spread out below me like a city map. Mental note: Lightwing tree and thorn vines need upgrades ASAP. Every time Xuanwu levels up, they fall behind. It's like buying a mansion but keeping the same tiny light bulbs. Down on the ocean, some random player fleet had been capsized by Xuanwu's upgrade shockwaves. Several people were climbing out of the water, about to curse whoever had caused it. Then they looked up and saw my turtle. Mouths open, frozen solid, standing in waist-deep water, just staring for a full 5 minutes. Is that Lin Bei's vehicle, the Xuanwu City from the chat? It's way bigger than the rumors said. Someone snapped a photo. Can't blame them. And right on cue, the server announcement dropped. Congratulations to player Lin Bei. First to reach tier 6 vehicle. Reward, platinum treasure chest times 2. First to 6. On the same day 4 other people just reached 5. The gap doesn't close. It only gets wider. And now the guy at the top can fly. Chat channel was moving so fast, it was basically a blur. Someone from that fleet I accidentally capsized during the upgrade posted a photo of Xuanwu. Blurry, but clear enough to see a massive island-shaped creature with buildings on its back. That's a vehicle? 6. He's 6 now. I need to sit down. I thought the city on a turtle thing was exaggerated. It's not. Wanna visit 1. Wanna visit 99.99. The guild leaders who'd just gotten home from my auction saw the photo and went collectively silent. Chang Feng was standing on his brand new Tier 5 ship, 1,500 square meters, double-decker, top of the line, feeling pretty good about himself. Then he looked at the photo. 30,000 square meters. His ship was a lifeboat next to my turtle. The man aged 5 years and 3 seconds. Bai Minjiu messaged Lin Mo, "We were so happy about our upgrades. Now I feel stupid. Don't talk about it." Lin Mo, to his credit, skipped the self-pity entirely and came straight to me with a screenshot of his Tier 6 upgrade requirements. Long list. Expensive list. Including a high-level engine blueprint and 100 mithril ingots. One sentence. Your upgrade path is different from ours, right? I sent him back a screenshot. The advanced engine blueprint. Just casually showing him I already had it. His fingers probably froze midair. He'd been tier 5 for less than an hour, and I was already dangling his next upgrade in front of him. Sell it to me. Please. Do you have the other materials? Cold water. Splash. He checked his list. Mithril ingots? 13. Needs 100. Alloy plates? Nowhere close. C-rank crystals? 50 needed. No, when you've got everything, let me know. I'll hold another auction. He sighed. He got the message. The blueprint exists. The supply is there. But you're not ready yet. Go farm. Go grind. Come back with a full wallet. Understood. I'll start stockpiling. Good boy. I called Little Orange for platinum chest duty. 2 silver-white beauties sitting on the conference table. 2. She rubbed. She breathed. She opened. First chest. An advanced engine blueprint. 20 B-rank crystals and 5 B-rank seeds. Second chest. 5 mid-tier engine blueprints. 20 more B-rank crystals. A B-rank furnace blueprint. A B-rank blacksmith shop blueprint. And a custom weapon blueprint covering F through C rank. I went through the blueprints one by one, and my grin got wider with each card. The B-rank furnace will push Dazhuang's forging to a whole new level. The B-rank blacksmith shop doubles our equipment output. The weapon blueprint covers our guard squads. And 5 more mid-tier engine blueprints? That's 5 more auction lots for future wallet extraction sessions. Everything Xuanwu City needs, delivered by one girl with broken luck stats. I should build a statue of her. Or at least give her an extra bowl of noodles. Now for the boring but important part, the 6-tier workbench. I checked the upgrade requirements. Iron, copper, alloy plates, mithril ingots, 1 B-rank crystal. Little Orange, do we have enough mithril? She snapped into business mode instantly. We've been buying mithril or on the trade channel continuously. 37 pieces collected, half already smelted into ingots. More than enough. I looked at her and felt genuinely grateful. This girl isn't just a lucky charm. She's a logistics genius. Since she took over trade operations, inventory management, pricing, customer relations, stock rotation, everything runs like clockwork. Someone else might have dropped half those balls. She juggles them with her eyes closed while eating watermelon. I was about to tell her she'd done a great job when I noticed her expression shift. She tilted her chin up slightly, eyes sparkling, radiating pure, compliment me, energy. I reached over and patted her head. Good work. Her smile froze. You patted my head again. She stepped back, smoothing her hair, voice loaded with disapproval. I'm not a child anymore. I just smiled at her. Stupid boss, she huffed, turned around, marched to the door, then spun back one more time. No more head pats. Ever. Then she left. I shook my head and walked to the forge. Materials were ready. I stood in front of the Tier 5 workbench. Upgrade. Materials dissolved into light streams, flowing into the table. The surface morphed, expanded, grew more complex. Few minutes later, done. Tier 6 workbench. Rare quality. Crafting list massively expanded. I opened the new recipe list. The very first item made my eyebrows jump. Not a weapon. Not armor. Something completely new. Special energy source. Crystal energy block. Crystal energy blocks. Simple concept, massive implications. Take 10 same-rank crystals plus 1 iron ingot. Compress them into a stable energy block that powers anything. System-built facilities? Works. Player-made DIY inventions? Also works. This changes everything. Players with forging, enchanting, or engineering talents were always bottlenecked by energy sources and blueprints. Now, got an idea, got materials, got an energy block? Build whatever you want. The creative floodgates just opened across the entire server. But first, my problem. The furnaces had been running on wood. Like cavemen. Last time we smelted mithril, the temperature barely held together. Time to fix that. I made an E-rank energy block and walked into the forge. Dazhuang was hammering away at another Xuanwu armor set, sweat flying everywhere, sparks bouncing off mithril. I tapped his shoulder and held up the energy block. Try this. Boss, what's that? Energy block. Tier 6 workbench product. Universal fuel source. He didn't question me for a second. Just grabbed it and shoved it into the C-rank furnace's fuel slot. The flames erupted. Temperature shot straight up like a rocket. Dazhuang's eyes went so wide I could see the fire reflected in them. This temperature, it's insane compared to wood. And it's not just for furnaces. Anything that needs power, this runs it. His face went through about 17 emotions in 2 seconds, landing on pure mania. Boss, with this, all those ideas I've been sitting on, I can actually try them. He spun around and grabbed an armor piece from the shelf. Dark silver, complex patterns, heavier looking than the C-rank Xuanwu armor. He'd secretly been experimenting with those B-rank materials I gave him. Made this from the B-rank beast shells. But it's a blank, no attribute energy, no power flow. Defense is slightly better than C-rank, but it's not a real B-rank piece. What's missing? Then he launched into the most technical explanation I've ever heard. Energy pathways, power nodes, output stability, crystalline resonance. This man had been studying. Half of it went over my head, honestly. Dazhuang, the simple blacksmith, had apparently been hiding a scientist inside his brain. Then he pointed at the energy block. But this output is perfectly stable. Smooth from start to finish. Zero fluctuation. He looked at me with the eyes of a man who'd just found religion. Boss, I think I can make it work with this. Use as many energy blocks as you need. Push boundaries. The sooner we develop our own B-rank gear, the bigger Xuanwu City's advantage. He straightened up like a soldier receiving deployment orders. Consider it done. I left the forge and posted in the guild channel. City meeting in 1 hour. Topic: how to rebuild Xuanwu City. Everyone dropped what they were doing and ran to the highland. 8 managers, all present. I got straight to the point. 30,000 square meters now. Old layout doesn't fit. Everything gets redesigned. Suggestions? Su Shaoan went first. Lightwing tree coverage is too small. Only reaches the farm zone now. Can't even cover the residential area. Zhang Fei from the window. We need a port. Ships are just leaning against Xuanwu's side right now. Loading and unloading is a nightmare. Big brother, who almost never speaks voluntarily. Can we move the training camp outward? Everyone chimed in. I marked every idea on a mental blueprint, shuffled things around a few times, and locked in the plan. Let's go. I floated into the air above Xuanwu City, still not tired of being able to fly, by the way, and started sculpting 30,000 square meters of turtleback real estate. Highland first. 3 tiers, expanded and elevated. Tier 1, core workshop. B-rank blacksmith shop and B-rank furnace installed. Dazhuang and Zhang Lily's exclusive R&D laboratory. All lower-rank forging equipment relocated elsewhere. This floor is for innovation only. Tier 2, strategic vault. C-rank and above crystals, blueprints, and premium materials. Little Orange's personal kingdom. Low-rank stuff gets its own separate warehouse somewhere else. Tier 3, my penthouse and command center. Crystal fish pool expanded again. That fish is living better than most humans ever did. Total Highland, 3,000 square meters. Middle section, industrial zone. 5,000 square meters, for blocks. Guard training camp moved to the front, fastest deployment position. Production workshop consolidated all mid-tier forging equipment into an assembly line. Materials warehouse placed right next to the workshop so nobody wastes time walking. And a dedicated energy hub for manufacturing and storing energy blocks, because future consumption is going to be massive. Between the industrial zone and trade district, residential area. For 1,000 square meters. 3 streets. 3 tiers of housing. Class A street. Innermost, closest to the light wing tree. Best location, biggest homes. 10 houses, 60 square meters each, full amenities, private bathroom, small garden. For squad leaders and managers. Class B street, middle ring. 50 houses, 30+ square meters each. 1 bedroom, 1 living room. For current residents, the OG crew who've been with me from the start. They earned this. Class C street, outer ring. Smallest units, 15 square meters. For newcomers, start at the bottom, contribute, move up. Walk through all 3 streets, and the hierarchy is obvious. Visual motivation. Work hard, live better. Contribution system needs to be formalized soon. Farm zone, 3,000 square meters below the highland. Livestock, 1,000 square meters beside it. And the crown jewel, trade district. I blew it up to 8,000 square meters. Every shop rebuilt and expanded. The auction house demolished and rebuilt with double the seating plus 3 VIP rooms. Every detail polished. This is where the money lives. You don't cheap out on the cash register. Finally, The port. 4 docking berths extending from the outer wall. Visiting ships park here. Players walk straight through the front gate into the trade district. Professional. Efficient. Impressive. Leftover empty space? Left it alone. Future development land. Always plan for growth. The whole renovation took hours. Sky went completely dark, but not a single resident went to bed. Everyone watched their city transform in real time. Buildings rising and falling, roads appearing, districts taking shape. I stood on top of the highland, looking down at my masterpiece. 30,000 square meters of organized, functional, beautiful turtle civilization. Industrial sector, residential tiers, commercial district, port, training grounds, farms, workshops, everything connected, everything purposeful. I nodded to myself. Not bad. Not bad at all. I, Lin Bei, am clearly an architectural genius. Someone get me an award. I checked my energy points. 20,000 and change. Sounds like a lot until you realize everything costs a fortune. Crystal fish, for 1,000 to hit level 5. Let's do it. Blue light engulfed the fish pool. My crystal fish grew from 2 meters to nearly 3 meters of transparent, sparkling beauty. It splashed around excitedly, tail slapping water everywhere. Good thing I'd expanded the pool during the renovation. This fish is basically a small whale now. Daily freshwater output, 80,000 liters. My city will never be thirsty again. Then I looked at what else needed upgrading. Light-winged tree, 60,000. Thorn vines, 40,000. Wukong, 50,000. The panda, 60,000. I have 20,000. I can afford exactly none of them. I leaned back and rubbed my forehead. I am so poor. I finally understand why billionaires in my old life always complained about money. The more you make, the more you need. It's a curse disguised as success. While I was having my existential financial crisis, the system chimed. Midnight. Beast hunt event. Over. My leftover points were just enough for one last gold chest. Called Little Orange. She opened it. 10 basic engine blueprints and 20 C-rank crystals. I stared at the 10 blueprints with mixed feelings. On one hand, gold chest pulling basic engine blueprints feels like opening a birthday present and finding socks. On the other hand, 20 C-rank crystals aren't bad, and those basic blueprints are exactly what mid-tier players need. The guys stuck at tier 3 have been begging for these. And they've got crystals to spend. Tomorrow, we extract more wallets. The grind never stops. Next morning, invitation cards went on sale at 6 a.m. 50 cards, 1 F-rank crystal each. Gone in seconds. The unhappy screaming from people who missed out could probably be heard from space. First customer teleported in. Young guy, maybe 20, standing in the plaza looking nervous and awestruck simultaneously. Little Orange glided over with her professional smile. Welcome to Xuanwu City. Trading hall for gear, restaurant for fresh food, fruit shop for cold treats. Everything's priced. Browse freely. His eyes were already magnetically locked onto the Xuanwu armor display. Didn't stand a chance. More flashes of light. Second customer. Third. Fourth. The plaza filled up. Most people beelined for the restaurant first. The legend of fresh acid noodles had spread far and wide. Regular players had crystals too, and they spent without hesitation. Then someone wandered into the trading hall and froze. On the display shelf, a row of basic energy engine blueprints. Price tag, 50 D-rank crystals each. He stood there for several seconds, mouth open. You can just buy this. Right here, he'd spent days trying to find one on the trade channel. Either zero stock or insane prices. And here they sat on a shelf like groceries. He bought one without blinking and immediately posted in chat. Xuanwu City has basic engine blueprints. 50 D-rank each. Just walk in and buy. The chat channel had a collective aneurysm. What? Just buy them. I've been stuck at tier 3 for days because of this. Who has an invitation card? I'll pay anything. The secondary market for invitation cards exploded. People who'd bought them at 1 F-rank crystal started reselling at 5, then 10 E-rank crystals. Some people made a profit without even visiting my city. I accidentally created a scalping economy. The trade district filled with shoppers. Fruit shop, trading hall, restaurant, clothing store, constant traffic. If you didn't know this was a survival apocalypse, you'd think you were at a small-town shopping center on a Saturday. Crystals poured in. My financial depression from last night was already healing. Big Brother had his guards patrolling the district in full D-rank Xuanwu armor. Crowd control. Lines were orderly, payments smooth. 8,000 square meters of trade district space handled the visitors easily. The problem was staffing. Fruit shop had one person running it. Xiaohe's kitchen team was drowning. The port was about to open with nobody to manage docking. Su Xiaowan had 3,000 square meters of farmland and not nearly enough hands. I needed at least 100 more people to run this operation properly. I stood at the trading hall entrance watching the bustling crowd, and the idea hit me. I had Little Orange post a notice on the plaza's central wall. Big stone letters, impossible to miss. Xuanwu City recruiting residents. Minimum talent, C rank. Life skill talents accepted at D rank. Benefits negotiable. A passing player stopped. Read it. Rubbed his eyes. Read it again. Then he took a screenshot with trembling hands and posted it to chat. Xuanwu City is hiring. They're actually hiring. The chat channel achieved a new record for fastest explosion. Is this real? What are the requirements? Can I apply? C rank talent minimum. D rank for life skills. I have D rank farming. I'm applying. C rank combat here. Please take me. I've been waiting for this moment since day one. The floodgates just opened. Every player who'd ever dreamed of living on my turtle, eating hot meals, sleeping in real beds, drinking cold water, behind walls defended by C-rank armored guards, was about to line up at my door. Xuanwu City, now hiring. Benefits include not dying. Xuanwu City invitation cards became the hottest currency on the server. Only way to teleport to the trade district. Only way to get a face-to-face interview. 50 cards sold out at dawn, and the resale market went feral, prices climbing to over 10 E-rank crystals per card. I accidentally created a stock exchange. First interview candidate. Qian Duo. Kids spotted the recruitment poster and skipped all the shopping. Smart priority management. Little Orange gave him the once-over. Early 20s, faded clothes, sawdust on his sleeves, nervously rubbing his shirt corner like it owed him money. She led him through the inner gate, past the residential area, through the industrial zone, up to the highland. His eyes were popping out of his skull the entire walk. Everything was new, everything was shocking. By the time he reached the stairs to my floor, his legs were shaking. Not from exhaustion, from pure, I must live here, determination. Then he saw me, and Wukong on my shoulder, golden eyes drilling into his soul. The kid looked like he'd been stripped naked by a pair of monkey eyeballs. Which, spiritually speaking, he had been. Introduce yourself, he snapped straight. Qian Duo. Male, 22. Used to make handcrafts before the apocalypse. Loved building little gadgets. He pulled out some ceramic jars from his bag. Lumpy, rough, patterns scratched on like a kindergartner's art project. My talent is A-rank item crafter. 50% power boost and 50% speed boost when making items. These are D-rank bombs I made myself. Blew up a D-rank sea beast with them. I picked one up. Looked like garbage on the outside. But the energy inside. Volatile, angry, powerful. This kid's talent was A-rank for a reason. He just lacked materials and a proper workspace. Once he gets his hands on energy blocks, this man is going to become a one-person weapons factory. I glanced at Wukong. He stared at Qian Duo for a few seconds, then chirped at me once. Translation, clean, genuine. No funny business. This is why I can recruit openly. Wukong's heavenly eye is the world's most accurate lie detector. Nobody hides anything from my monkey HR department. I smiled. Welcome to Xuanwu City. The kid froze, then nodded so hard I thought his head would detach. Thank you. I'll work so hard. Bring your ship to the port. There's docking space. He nodded again, turned to leave with Little Orange, got 3 steps away, came back to bow, and nearly face-planted into the wall. Beautiful. Enthusiastic. Clumsy. Hired. I keep players' boats when possible. Patrol. Transport, future fleet expansion, every ship counts. Interviews continued all day. Little Orange organized candidates into groups. Combat talents went to Big Brother at the training camp for practical tests. Production talents went to their respective division leaders for skill checks. Anyone who passed preliminary screening came up to the Highland for the final round. Me and Wukong. One C-rank combat talent got eliminated after lasting less than 3 rounds against a guard squad member. He planted himself at the inner gate and refused to leave. Why was I cut? I'm C-rank. Do you know how many beasts I've killed? I walked down from the Highland. Wukong sat on my shoulder, staring at him. Want me to say what you're really thinking? His face twitched. What thoughts? I don't know what you're talking about. You didn't come here to join. You came to map out where the warehouses are. Your plan was to steal whatever you could carry and live off it for weeks. Every drop of color drained from his face. Mouth opened. Nothing came out. Big Brother escorted him out. Gently but firmly. Like a bouncer removing a drunk. Professional, no drama. A few other applicants with questionable intentions suddenly remembered they had somewhere else to be and quietly disappeared. I didn't stop them. Xuanwu City doesn't want people who need to sneak past a mind-reading monkey. Word spread through the chat channel fast. Xuanwu City has lie detection. Don't go with bad intentions. They'll call you out on the spot. Really? My buddy went. Lin Bei recited his exact plan back to him. Word for word. Yeah, I'm gonna pass. Good. Stop ruining it for the rest of us who actually want in. Application numbers dropped, but quality shot up. Every remaining candidate was genuinely motivated. Interview efficiency actually improved. Natural selection, baby. Temperature, 68 degrees. The rising trend was finally slowing, but the air still felt like breathing inside an oven. Then the sky went boom. I looked up. Fireballs. Dozens of them. Streaking across the sky, trailing dark red flames, painting half the horizon in hellfire, plummeting toward the ocean. The flowing fire attack. The one the system warned about. Random fire strikes, no warning, and they picked now to demonstrate. My thorn vines reacted before I could even finish thinking. Every flower pod on the walls snapped open and launched seeds into the sky like anti-aircraft cannons. Multiple fireballs shattered mid-air, raining harmless sparks down outside the walls. Not a single piece of debris touched the city. Everyone else, not so lucky. Chat channel went into full panic mode. Fireballs. Fireballs from the sky. My ship has a hole in it. Help. My boat is gone. Anyone nearby can't dodge them. They're everywhere. Fireballs punching through wooden ships like paper, hitting people before they could react. The ocean was dotted with fires, overturned boats, smoke columns rising from the horizon in every direction. Player count dropped by over 1,000. In minutes, the visiting players still inside Xuanwu City went pale and immediately teleported back to check on their own boats. I stood on the wall watching the distant smoke. Above me, the thorn vines held their positions, every pod open, ready for round 2. This stupid system, picking the worst possible moment to rain fire from the sky, right during my grand opening day, right when my customers were shopping. Bad for business. Very bad for business. Xuanwu City barely felt the fire attack. My visiting customers mostly had Tier 3 ships with defense structures. They survived. The real casualties were Tier 2 players. Tier 1 players? Basically extinct at this point. If you're still running a Tier 1 raft this far into the apocalypse, you either can't upgrade or you've given up. Either way, the survival odds are 0. The chat channel reached a grim consensus. Tier 1 is the death line now, and everyone knew that line would keep rising. Upgrade or die. Simple math. This sparked a new question bouncing around the server. If I join Xuanwu City, do I just survive? Some players wrestled with it. Join and accept management, or stay independent. Not everyone wants a boss. Freedom versus air conditioning, a philosophical debate for the ages. Meanwhile, demand for invitation cards went through the roof again. Resale prices jumped another notch. I kept the limit at 50 per day. The city can't handle more visitors until I have enough residents to actually run the place. Then, out on the ocean not far from Xuanwu, 3 battered ships were floating together. Scorch marks everywhere. One mast snapped and held together with rags. Several other shipwrecks nearby. Dozens of injured players crammed on deck looking absolutely miserable. At the front stood 3 women. Triplets. Looked almost identical but completely different vibes. Big sister stood with arms crossed, frowning. Second sister was squatting by the rail, cursing at nobody in particular. Third sister stood behind big sister, fidgeting with her sleeve, eyes still red. What do we do now? Third sister whispered. Second sister answered first. What do we do? We're done. Ships are gone. We're cooked. They'd had over a dozen boats. The fire attack destroyed most of them. Their crew was mostly support talent players, bad at fighting, bad at running. And the 3 sisters refused to abandon anyone. Here's the thing about these triplets. Their talent was A-rank cooperative management. Each sister boosts the talent effectiveness of managed players by 10%, up to 50 people each. All three together? 50% boost across 150 people. For any large organization, that's an insane force multiplier. The entire workforce performs half again as well, just because these three women exist nearby. But their management philosophy, wanting everyone to live well, had bankrupted their company before the apocalypse and was currently killing them in the survival world. Too kind to be ruthless, too stubborn to leave anyone behind. Big Sister finally spoke. Contact Lin Bei. We're joining Xuanwu City, but we don't know him, said Third Sister. Big Sister looked at her. We don't. But Little Orange does. Little Orange was squatting in the warehouse counting today's income when the message arrived. She read it, froze for 1 second, then launched off her chair and sprinted up the highland like the building was on fire. Lin Bei, Lin Bei. Good news. Good news. I was rubbing my temples with my eyes closed. Open one eye. What? She was so out of breath she could barely talk, but she machine-gunned through the triplets' talent description anyway. 10% per sister, 50% combined, 50 people each, management buffs, support amplification. I leaned back and looked at her. What does Xuanwu City need most right now? Management capacity and population. 30,000 square meters, 40-something people, squad leaders already running ragged. Future growth would collapse the current leadership structure. And Little Orange just magically produced 3 A-rank management specialists with the exact talent profile I needed, like pulling rabbits from a hat. I couldn't help but laugh. Did your lucky talent activate again? She blinked innocently. No, I've known them for a while. We chatted when they bought light fruits. Right. Didn't activate. The lucky goddess just happens to sprinkle blessings on everything she touches without even trying. We're all living in this girl's probability field, and she doesn't even notice. The gap between her luck and normal human luck is so wide you could park a turtle in it. Fine. Tell them to come for an interview. Standard procedure. Wukong checks everyone. Rules are rules. Even if they sound perfect, the monkey gets final say. 3 ships docked at the port. A crowd of players climbed off, looking at the city walls and thorn vines with their mouths hanging open. This is Xuanwu City. One young guy was staring at the walls so hard his jaw might have dislocated. Big Sister looked up at everything for a long moment, then said simply, let's go. They walked through the trade district. Every single person in the group was sneaking sniffs toward the restaurant. The food smell was basically a tractor beam for hungry people. At the Highland, I sat in my chair, Wukong on my shoulder. The triplets and their entire crew lined up in rows. Some were sweating from nerves. These people had survived under the sisters' protection by the skin of their teeth. Now they were standing here, hoping for a verdict that would determine the rest of their lives. Wukong scanned them one by one. Golden eyes, few seconds each. Some people flinched, some swallowed hard, but nobody looked away. If anything, their eyes got more determined as they were scanned. They wanted this. They wanted to stay. They wanted to stop running. Result, every single person passed. Not one shady individual in the entire group. The sisters' management skills might have bankrupted a company, but their ability to pick trustworthy people? Flawless. Wukong didn't shake his head once. That's actually impressive. I stood up and looked at the whole group. Welcome to Xuanwu City. Now let me tell you about your benefits. Every head snapped up, eyes wide, hopeful. These people had been surviving on scraps, sleeping on burning ships, fighting sea beasts with support talents. Their expectations were rock bottom. A roof, a meal. That's all they wanted. They had no idea what was about to hit them. Little Orange spent over an hour cataloging everyone. Handed me the list like a census report. 47 new people, plus our original 43. Grand total, 90 residents. Xuanwu City just hit double digits in population density. We're basically a small town now. On a turtle. In the ocean. During an apocalypse. Normal. Breakdown. 12 combat talents going to the guard squads under Big Brother and Zhang Fei. 21 production talents distributed to various teams. 14 support talents including the triplets with their A-rank management buff. The sisters get a probation period. Prove yourselves, then join the leadership. Fair is fair. New arrivals get E-rank resources. Veterans get D-rank. Management gets C-rank. Little Orange nodded and immediately started the housing operation. The triplets pitched in, sorting their 47 people into groups and assigning rooms on Class C Street. Bedding, toiletries, 2 sets of clothes, 1 package per person. Xiaomian's textile team hauled stacks of supplies over. People were lining up to collect their stuff, and some were literally turning their new clothes over and over in their hands, afraid to wear them. They'd been poor so long that having something new felt wrong. The triplets stood outside their own 15-square-meter rooms looking like they'd walked into a dream by accident. They'd guessed Xuanwu City would be decent. But this? This was the lowest tier of housing, and it had a bedroom, a living area, a bathroom, and running water. Third sister turned on the faucet. Clean water flowed out. She turned around and yelled, "Big sis, there's running water." Second sister was already starfished on the bed, staring at the ceiling. If I'd known it was this good here, why did we spend all those days floating on those burning trash boats? Big sister leaned against the doorframe and just exhaled. A long, deep, "we made it" breath. I left the move-in logistics to Little Orange and the sisters. I had a panda to walk. Took Raleigh, my round, adorable, useless-looking mining beast, to an empty plot near the residential area. He waddled behind me, body swaying side to side like a furry bowling ball with legs. "Here, do your thing." He sniffed the ground, then slammed both front paws down. Yellow-brown light spread from his paws across the ground. The earth trembled. Something shifted deep underground. A small mound pushed up from the surface. Underneath, a brand-new mineral vein. C-rank mithril vein. Daily yield, 100 blocks of mithril ore. 100 per day doesn't sound massive, but compound that over time. Every 5 days he generates a new vein, and soon I'll be swimming in rare minerals. Self-sustaining or supply. Eventually I can sell the surplus too. Those guild leaders who just upgraded to tier 5 are all desperate for mithril. When they find out I have a stable supply, they'll fight each other for it. I patted Raleigh's head. He chirped, nuzzled my palm, then waddled toward the light-winged tree to go be useless and adorable somewhere sunny. Most relaxed employee in the entire city. Next stop, livestock zone. The sheep herd had grown a bit. A few babies now, but nothing harvestable yet. I pulled up the beast panel and maxed the sheep leader to level 4. Flash of light. Ram got bigger, wool got thicker. The whole flock started buying G, and their wool visibly puffed up like someone hit them with a hairdryer. C-rank wool quality. Breeding speed boosted 250%. Xiaomian would never run out of clothing materials again, and in a few more weeks, we'd have enough sheep for stable meat supply. Speaking of meat, lamb hot pot. The thought alone made me drool. A few more days. Just a few more days, and I'm making it happen. Walking out of the livestock area, Dazhuang found me. For new swords in his arms, Zhang Lili trailing behind him like a loyal apprentice duckling. "Boss, Xuanwu blades are done." He laid them out on a stone table. F rank through C rank, one of each. Same design, same turtle totem carved on the spine, same comfortable grip. A complete product line. I picked up the C rank version. Swung it twice. Heavy, stable, sharp. Noticeably stronger than standard C rank weapons. The Xuanwu brand continues to deliver. C rank goes to the guards. D rank sells in the trade district. E and F rank go on the trade channel. Dazhuang scratched his head. So what's the selling rule going forward? Best tier, internal use. 1 tier below, sell in the trade district. Everything else, trade channel for the masses. He repeated it to himself twice and nodded. Top stuff stays in-house. Second best goes on display at Xuanwu City, where visitors can drool over it in person. Regular gear gets scattered across the trade channel for common players. 3-tiered distribution strategy. I'm a genius. This system keeps the trade district exclusive, makes outsiders jealous, and ensures a constant stream of customers wanting to upgrade by visiting in person. Everything from the last few days was finally processed. Resources allocated, buildings built, beasts upgraded, products manufactured. Xuanwu City's power had jumped another level. But I wasn't planning to rest. Recruitment stays open. Every talent tier, every useful skill, I'm collecting them all. Not just for now, but for whatever comes next. The server population in Zone 9527 was down to about 80,000. And that's with me selling cheap ice and food, keeping people alive. Other zones, probably worse. 80,000 players spread thin, competing less. That definitely won't satisfy whatever sadistic algorithm runs this world. Zone merging? Cross-zone competition? PvP events? The system never lets players get comfortable. Whatever nightmare it's cooking up, it'll come. The only question is when. So the answer is simple. Get stronger. Keep building. Keep upgrading. Keep recruiting. When the next storm hits, Xuanwu City will be ready. And I'll be flying above it, looking down, probably eating a meat bun. Xuanwu kept pushing deeper. The ocean went from deep blue to ink blue, the kind of color that says, turn back, in every language. A few player fleets nearby spotted us moving further in and reacted like we were insane. Lin Bay is going deeper? We can barely survive here. Yeah, well, deeper means better loot. And I can handle it. They can't. Life's unfair. Moving on. Within minutes, C-rank beasts were popping up twice as often as before, and D-ranks were showing up in packs. One C-rank tried to ambush us from underneath, but Big Brother swooped down from the sky and sliced it back into the ocean before it even fully surfaced. Wings are so useful. Zhang Fei was scouting ahead with Squad 2 when his lookout spotted something. Captain, ships ahead. Black sails, black sails. Pirates. Again. But these weren't the brain-dead pirates from before. These guys had upgrades. The lead ship opened fire with flaming crossbow bolts, an entire broadside volley screaming toward Zhang Fei's boats. He drew his sword and deflected one bolt, but the rest punched into the deck and started fires everywhere. Then small attack boats, 2 or 3 pirates each, swarmed in from the flanks like a wolf pack, boxing Zhang Fei's 2 ships into the middle. Fast, coordinated, tactical. These pirates had gone to war school. Zhang Fei was not happy. The old pirates were melee fighters you could just chop down. These ones had ranged weapons and flanking maneuvers. His ships had 0 ranged capabilities. Bad matchup. He hit the guild channel. Boss. Pirates ahead. They've got crossbows and attack boats. Way stronger than the old ones. I responded in about half a second. Coordinates. I was already airborne. Flew over the training ground. Shouted, Wukong. Up. Without slowing down. A brown blur launched from the wall and landed on my shoulder mid-flight. Smooth as always. Zhang Fei's ships were surrounded when I arrived. Fast boats circling, crew taking hits, deck on fire in spots. I didn't even land. Water blade from the air, one attack boat split clean in half. Wukong dropped from my shoulder, speared a pirate mid-crossbow reload, pinned him to the deck. I carved through the remaining small boats like they were made of paper. The big flagship tried to run. I landed on its deck, slashed the mast down, and water-bladed every pirate standing. Search everything. Zhang Fei's crew boarded the remaining ships. Few minutes later, his report came in. Gold chest. Silver chest. 200 iron ingots. 300 copper ingots. 150 refined parts. Pirates carrying loot. Thank you for the donation, dead guys. Zhang Fei jumped back on his Xuanwu with a crossbow scratch on his C-rank armor and a slightly too fast speaking pace. Boss, these pirates are different. Range suppression with crossbows, fast boats for harassment, coordinated tactics. They boxed us in and we couldn't maneuver. I nodded. He was right. Xuanwu City's combat options were too limited. We needed more versatile attack methods. If I hadn't shown up personally, this could have been ugly. Something to fix. Added to the list. Meanwhile, completely unrelated to the pirate crisis, something beautiful was happening in the forge. Dazhuang had been quietly grinding away. The furnace was painting the walls red, sparks everywhere, his gloves covered in burn marks. Zhang Lili stood beside him feeding energy blocks into armor plating, applying the final enchantment layer. The dark silver surface flashed once. Every pattern lit up simultaneously, then settled back to a steady glow. Dazhuang held up the piece and stared at it against the firelight. It worked, really? IT worked. B-rank, Xuanwu armor. Lily, we did it. Zhang Lili dropped her energy block and sprinted out the door. I'm getting the boss. Dazhuang ran after her, cradling the armor like a newborn baby. Both of them arrived at the highland out of breath just as I was walking back from the pirate cleanup. Boss. Boss. Dazhuang shoved the armor into my hands, wheezing. B-rank, Xuanwu armor. It's done. I took it. Dark silver, heavier than the C-rank version, surface patterns at least twice as complex. I put it on. The plates auto-adjusted to my shoulders and ribs. Perfect fit, almost weightless despite being clearly dense. A faint silver glow flashed across my body and vanished. I checked the stats. Constitution, 80. That's 2 to 3 times what C-rank gear gives. Even with my current 1000+ stats, that's a noticeable bump. And the special ability, Xuanwu Shield. Spend energy to activate a full body barrier that blocks all same-rank beast attacks for its duration. An energy shield. On armor. That my blacksmith invented using the energy blocks I just unlocked. This is excellent. I took the armor off, turned it over twice, admired every detail. Pour all available resources into B-rank Xuanwu armor production. Full priority. Da Zhuang and Zhang Lili practically glowed. Their R&D gamble had paid off spectacularly. From amateur pirate zombie to the first blacksmith crafting B-rank equipment on the entire server. Xuanwu City's weapons division just entered the big leagues. And the pirate problem I was worrying about 5 minutes ago suddenly felt a lot more solvable. Big Brother and Zhang Fei get B-rank armor first. Swap them in immediately. Da Zhuang nodded hard. I'll figure out your reward with Little Orange later. Boss, I don't need a rue. You did good work, you get rewarded. End of discussion. My tone shut him up. Zhang Lili tugged his sleeve from behind like, stop talking, take the win, smart girl. Little Orange popped out of the warehouse a few minutes later and summoned both of them to a meeting. Then she marched into the residential district carrying 2 announcement posters and slapped them on the public notice wall. Da Zhuang and Zhang Lili's rewards, in big letters for the whole city to see. Da Zhuang, 1,000 points, promoted to head of R&D department, still runs the forging division. Zhang Lili, 1,000 points, deputy head of R&D, upgraded to C-rank resource allocation. The crowd gathered immediately. Da Zhuang is that good. Congratulations, jealousy, admiration, all flavors of reaction. The new residents were practically vibrating. Could they earn titles like that too? I watched from the highland. Good energy down there, but something was missing. The carrot was out, but people didn't have a clear system to chase it. Little Orange, post the points system too. Already prepared, boss. Of course she had it ready. She whipped out a pre-made poster and stuck it next to the first one. The points system, laid out clean and simple. Different jobs earn different daily points. Farmers, 10 per day. Blacksmiths, 15. Guard squad members, 20. Harder work, bigger contribution, more points. Points by resources. F-rank stuff, 1 to 10 points. E-rank, 30 to 100. D-rank, 200 to 500. And the bomb, points by housing upgrades. New arrivals start at Class C. 200 points. Upgrade to Class B Street, bigger apartment. 1,000 points. Class A, C-rank resource allocation, the penthouse tier. The crowd around the notice wall grew until it was practically a concert audience. Eyes blazing. These people had been happy just having food and a roof. Now they had goals. Earn more, live better, level up their entire lifestyle. Some of the couples who'd been getting cozy over the past few days were suddenly doing math about saving points for the future, for the next generation. On a turtle, in the ocean, I watched from above, deeply satisfied. Nothing motivates humans like a visible ladder with a nice apartment at the top. In the corner, Qian Duo, my new bomb maker, read the notice, slapped his own thigh, and sprinted back to his workshop without another word. That boy is going to earn points like his life depends on it. Which, technically, it does. Next day, the difference was instant. Everyone worked harder. The whole city hummed with ambition. Then the sky caught fire. Again. Fireballs. Round 2. Dozens of flaming death balls raining from above. This time, players were ready. Defense structures activated, people fought back, fireballs got destroyed midair. Higher-tier players managed okay. Lower-tier players? Not so much. The numbers dropped by over 1,000 again. Every single Tier 1 player was now gone. Extinct. 0 survivors. Tier 2 players started panicking hard. Were they next? Chat channel went dead silent. The kind of silence that's louder than screaming. Then the wind picked up. Not a storm. A steady, persistent current pushing every ship in one direction. Sails filled. Boats started moving whether their owners wanted to or not. Direction, the danger zone. Players who'd been avoiding the danger zone on purpose suddenly had no choice. The ocean itself was shoving them forward. System announcement dropped. The easy days are over. Every player must face greater challenges. Cross the danger zone quickly, or stronger enemies will appear. Chat erupted in pure terror. What does that mean? Stronger enemies. Then what? I just hit Tier 2. What do I do? Nobody had answers. Everyone was panicking. I stood on the wall, read the messages, and took a deep breath. The system said go forward. So we go forward. Simple. Everyone, Keep moving, Xuanwu pushed ahead. And as we sailed deeper, something unexpected happened. The water started getting lighter. The ink-black ocean that marked the deep danger zone was fading. The color retreating, weakening, shifting back toward normal blue. I stared at it. Were we leaving the danger zone? Not going deeper into it. Going through it. Out the other side. The last trace of dark water dissolved. The ocean ahead was clear and bright. Then the system spoke again. Welcome, player, to the great voyage. New challenges and new players await. New players? Other zones. Other survivors. Other cities. The game just got a lot bigger. Server announcement hit the moment I crossed through. Congratulations to player Lin Bei, first to enter the great voyage. Reward: 2 platinum chests, 1 special item selection card. Then the real bombshell. Zone merge. Zone 9527. That's us. Merged with Zone 9528. Chat channels combined. Trade channels combined. Rankings combined. Total population, 142,317 players. Our chat channel immediately turned into a madhouse. 2 entire populations of strangers suddenly sharing one group chat. Who is everyone? Hi, hello. Who's this Lin Bei guy on the announcement? My people jumped in immediately. That's Lin Bei, Xuanwu City Lord. Number 1 on the rankings. The guy. The 9528 players went quiet. Then someone noticed the numbers. Our zone, 80,000 survivors. Their zone, under 60,000. Same system, same rules, same time frame. 20,000 fewer people alive. A 9527 player dropped the mic. Because your zone didn't have Lin Bei. I felt a tiny swell of pride. Just a tiny one. Barely noticeable. Okay, massive pride. The 9528 guild leaders started scrambling to research me. Their intelligence report came back fast. Only Tier 6 vehicle in existence. Commercial Empire recently helped 4 guild leaders upgrade simultaneously. Meanwhile, their zone didn't have a single Tier 5. The merged rankings didn't move at all in the top 5. All 9,527 players. The 9528 leaders couldn't even crack the leaderboard anymore. Former big fish, meet the ocean. I wasn't reading chat though. I was standing on Xuanwu's head staring at a brand new sea. The water was light blue again, calm, almost friendly looking. But the sea chart showed something new, a curved route stretching far beyond my view, dotted with glowing markers. The nearest one was a green dot, not far ahead. The entire route had one dot on it representing a player vessel. Mine. Nobody else was here yet. I patted Xuanwu's head. Forward. An hour later, we reached the first marker. A warship, bigger than any Tier 5 player ship. Its deck was lined with armored humanoid figures standing perfectly still. Creepy. I didn't slow down. Xuanwu cruised straight toward it. The second we entered 2-kilometer range, the ship lit up. Red glow from the hull, massive engine roar, bow swinging toward us at full speed. The statues on deck came alive. Big Brother, Zhang Fei, battle stations. Big Brother launched skyward, wings spread. Zhang Fei's 2 fast boats shot from the port toward the enemy's flanks. I jumped into the air. Flight activated. Rule number 1. Fights happen away from Xuanwu City. Always. I flew straight at the warship. A cannon on deck swiveled toward me and fired a red energy beam. I tilted sideways. The beam scorched past my shoulder. Advanced weaponry. Noted. But stopping midair would make me a sitting duck, so I kept charging. The armored soldiers on deck moved in perfect unison, not like living things, more like puppets on the same remote control. The leader was a head taller than the rest, dark red armor, carrying a long sword pulsing with crimson light. B rank. And this thing felt stronger than the B rank sea beast I'd fought before. Attributes easily over 800. Seriously? This is a B rank? This feels like a B rank with a gym membership. Zhang Fei's boats flanked from the right, crossbow volley hammering the deck soldiers. Big Brother dove from the sky, blade slicing through a C-rank soldier's guard. First strike blocked by a shield, second strike from the side, soldier down. I landed on the deck. Water blades swept a line of soldiers backward. The B-rank leader turned to face me, dragged his sword across the deck, sparks flying, and swung at my face. I didn't dodge. Waterblade met his strike. The collision was heavy. This thing hit like a freight train with anger issues. Before the mist cleared, his second strike was already coming. I barely sidestepped. Blade edge skimmed my chest. My counterslash caught his shoulder plate, left a gash. He didn't even flinch. Third strike. Faster, harder, crimson glow exploding along the blade. This guy was getting more dangerous. Wukong appeared from nowhere, spear jamming into a gap in the leader's right arm armor. Horrible metal-on-metal screech. The leader swatted him away. Wukong flipped gracefully off a mast and perched there like nothing happened. Big Brother dove in from above, rapid strikes forcing the leader to defend. I used the opening to create distance and formed a water shield. Secondary cannons on the ship swiveled toward Zhang Fei's boats on the water. Energy beams firing. Zhang Fei swerved hard. One beam clipped his hull, iron plates exploding into shrapnel. I pointed at the cannons. Wukong. Those. Wukong launched off the mast, bounced across the deck in 3 leaps, and shoved his spear into a cannon barrel. The energy backed up, and the whole cannon exploded from the inside. Silenced. Back to the boss. Me and Big Brother pincer attacked. My water blade hit his sword arm. Big Brother's slash severed his knee joint. He dropped to one knee, tried to stand using his sword as a crutch. Too slow. My water blade found the gap in his chest armor and went straight through. The crimson light on his body flickered, dimmed, went dark. Every remaining soldier on the ship instantly froze like someone unplugged them. Zhang Fei's boats and Wukong cleaned up the rest in seconds. Puppets without a puppeteer. Kill rewards. B rank crystal, 15 C rank crystals, 40 D rank crystals. Nice haul. Then the system notification, Dark Alliance outpost cleared. First route node unlocked. Proceed forward. Dark Alliance? Outposts. Nodes. This great voyage isn't just open water, it's a gauntlet. A series of checkpoints guarded by increasingly powerful enemies. And the unlock reward. Ship modification permissions. New challenges. New enemies. New abilities. And apparently, new players from other zones about to show up too. The great voyage just started, and I already had to fight a B-rank war machine with energy cannons to earn my first toll pass. This road is going to be fun. I opened the ship modification menu, and my eyes went wide. Energy weapon slots. Armor upgrades. 3 tiers of energy armor, black iron, bronze, and gold, each requiring different materials and energy blocks. Time to build a navy. Xuanwu is massive, but it's a city, not a battleship. Enemies are getting smarter, stronger, and better armed. I can't keep personally flying out to solve every fight. The turtle needs bodyguards. Problem: my current fleet was embarrassing. 3 Tier 3 sailboats and 5 Tier 2s. Not a single Tier 4. That's not a fleet, that's a sad parade. I called Little Orange to the shipyard and dropped 2 platinum chests on the table. She rubbed her hands. The ritual. The magic. First chest. An advanced engine blueprint. 2 energy laser main cannons. 10 B-rank crystals. 50 alloy plates. Second chest. 5 mid-tier engine blueprints. 5 laser interceptor cannons. 10 more B-rank crystals. 50 more alloy plates. Weapons. Actual energy weapons. My ships were about to go from wooden bathtubs to star destroyers. Little Orange, your ship. I need it. She blinked. My ship. I'm building the Xuanwu City fleet. Your boat's getting an upgrade. I brought Little Orange, Zhang Fei, and Zhang Lily to the shipyard. Grabbed Little Orange's Tier 3 sailboat first, used it as the base, and upgraded it 2 full tiers to Tier 5. Then did the same with 2 more ships. 3 Tier 5 warships. Named them after mythical beasts, Baxia, Qianyo, and Yashi. Because if you're going to have a fleet, you brand it properly. Then I slapped black iron energy armor on all 3. Cheapest option since I'm still recovering financially. But even the budget armor transformed these ships from wooden toys into gleaming war machines. Painted the names on the hulls. Official. Professional. Terrifying. The Xuanwu City fleet, born. The ranking board updated instantly. 3 new Tier 5 vessels appeared. Baxia, owner, Little Orange. Qianyo, owner, Zhang Fei. Yashi, owner, Zhang Lily. Chat channel noticed in about 4 seconds. 3 new Tier 5s? At once, Baxia, Little Orange. The Xuanwu City treasurer? Xuanwu City is mass-producing Tier 5 ships now. Someone posted the most reasonable take. They auction mid-tier engine blueprints like candy. Is anyone surprised they can build their own 5 stars? Fair point. Nobody argued. They were just tired of being amazed. Compassion fatigue, but for being impressed. Weapon installation time. The two main cannons went on Baxia and Xiongnu, Big Brothers and Zhang Fei's flagships. Interceptor cannons distributed across all three, two each on Baxia and Xiongnu, one on Yashi for light support. Then I grabbed 3 Tier 2 leftovers and bumped them all to Tier 4 with black iron armor. No energy weapons, just solid escort ships. Final fleet. 3 Tier 5 warships with laser cannons, 3 Tier 4 armored escorts. 6 ships lined up in the harbor, cannon barrels gleaming in the sunlight, energy armor glowing faintly. My city now has its own battle group. On a turtle. In the ocean. Next issue, my customer base. These players are my income stream. If they all die, my wallet dies too. So I sat down and wrote out the most detailed guide anyone's ever posted in the chat channel. Danger zone, approximately 300 kilometers. Sea beasts range from D to C rank. After crossing, you reach the Great Voyage. First checkpoint, B rank warship with armored soldiers and energy cannons. Don't go if you can't handle it. Basically a full walkthrough document. Posted it publicly. The channel erupted with gratitude. Thank you, Lin Bei. He's giving us a strategy guide. Screenshot this. Save it. Memorize it. Not a single person questioned the information. Zero skepticism. My credibility with 9,527 players was at maximum. The top guild leaders privately confirmed details with me, then made their decision within minutes. Chongfeng, we're going. Lin Bei cleared the path. We follow. Xinjiang and Gu Changzhou. Same. Let's move. If I'm out front handling the hard stuff, their risk drops dramatically. Why wouldn't they follow? The 95-28 leaders, though? Totally confused. They were sitting in their group chat going, why would someone this powerful share information? I'd keep everything secret and dominate alone. They couldn't understand it because they were thinking small. I don't want to hoard resources. I want more players alive, killing more monsters, earning more crystals, and spending every last one at Xuanwu City. A rising tide lifts all boats, especially mine, because mine is a 30,000 square meter turtle with a shopping mall on it. My guide lit a fire under people. Strong players started pushing into the danger zone. Weaker ones doubled down on upgrading. Everyone finally understood. The normal ocean was a dead end. Forward was the only option. I had a theory that needed testing. Sent the fleet off the main route to see what was out there. Answer: nothing. The further you stray from the marked path, the emptier it gets. No beasts, no chests, no resources. The system is basically holding a gun to everyone's head saying, follow the line or starve. Message received. Fleet recalled to the route. Moving forward. Once back on track, resources were everywhere. Chests floating by like ocean confetti, black iron baseline, bronze common. The storage holds filled up fast. Everything got shipped back to Xuanwu and sorted into warehouses. First mover advantage tastes delicious. Then Zhang Fei radioed in. Boss, island ahead. Islands are always good. I parked Xuanwu nearby and launched the fleet. 6 ships in combat formation, Baxia leading, Xiongnu in the rear. The Xuanwu fleet's first real combat deployment. Quick stat check on my people. Big Brother and Zhang Fei. Attributes past 200. Wearing B-rank Xuanwu armor with C-rank blades. The 8 veteran guards, around 100 each. 12 newer members, 30 to 50 range. Everyone in C-rank gear minimum. For any other guild on the server, this lineup would be their entire elite force. For me, it's just the away team. The island was bigger than any we'd found before. A bunch of fishmen were wandering the beach like scaly mall walkers. Basha's main cannon charged up. Blue light gathered at the barrel. 1 second. Fire. A laser beam drilled through the beach. The front row of C-rank fishmen literally evaporated. System notifications went off like a machine gun. 4 C-rank crystals, 12 D-rank, piles of scales. That is what laser cannons do. I am never going back to throwing water blades at things from the wall. Landing party deployed. 2 teams, Big Brother left, Zhang Fei right. I flew overhead for aerial recon. Island layout. Stone Peak in the center, dense jungle around it, beaches all around. Movement in the treeline looked like a beast pack. The beach fishmen were basically already gone after the orbital strike. Big Brother mopped up stragglers from the air with single sword slashes. Efficient. Clean. Then Big Brother's voice came through. Boss. Mithril vein, I dropped from the sky. Exposed rock face near the jungle edge, mithril or embedded in the surface. An open pit mine. No digging required. I pressed my hand against the rock and yanked every piece of or out with earth control. The ground shook as chunks popped free one after another.